different people of minority, and now be like a Gestapo and middling around other rooms and shout it out like crazy. Gestapo, Sturmabteilung.
This is why the Anon thing, I kind of wrote a comment to Clubhouse, but I guess they don't read those comments, that by having that, in Iranian rooms, people have, spent a lot of time figuring out who are the government agents and who are not, to identify problematic people and spies, etc. By putting this Anon thing, they have basically eradicated all of that work. So now Anon people can just come into rooms, like government agents and spies can come into rooms as Anon.
Danny!
And nobody knows who they are, and you can't keep them out. That's horrible.
That's normal. If there is no somebody who's watching you, this is the exception. Nowadays in Iranian clubhouse, all these they have left clubhouse. Not much people has left. All those who have left now, they are earning a little bit.
And so when you say the intelligence is not
preparing this, maybe on the more private level to be comfortable with the more private level and preparing themselves for leaving the country. We are a country which the sky is occupied. We are not the superior on our airspace. Imagine you're living in America and Russia have your airspace. What do you feel? This is not a country anymore. You are kind of not in the rule of your own. So, a lot of people, I'm trying my best to get my rest of the family out of the country. To be honest with you, we forgot about the money we have there. We forgot about my houses there.
Let me respond to Jules in that the Iranian clubhouse, the Farsi-speaking clubhouse, and the English-speaking clubhouse are completely different. So during the past protests, Clubhouse was used to organize a lot of these protests. A lot more Iranian opposition groups are in Clubhouse, and so the space here turns into is a highly political space against the regime. And so yes, the agents of the regime are in Clubhouse to see who inside of Iran is saying what, and multiple people have been arrested in Iran because of the comments that they made on Clubhouse. So this presence of government agents in Clubhouse for the Farsi-speaking community is indeed a huge issue.
She was probably talking about the...
Yeah. In the U.S., that's not an issue unless Trump succeeds.
Not yet.
Well, good morning, Chinga. Good morning, Alfonso. And I think I'm seeing double right now with you, Chinga, Amerindigenous. Are they both your accounts? And do you use one to record and pipe us out to your pod?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Good morning, Alfonso. Anyone else? We're just having a chat.
Hey, good morning, Dr. James. Good to be here.
I got a little preview of an article that I had ready up over the weekend, but I just decided that Monday it seems like there's enough inertia for people to had a whole weekend of not talking since Thursday. That seems like today is a great day for just kind of open. I think that just became an official new decree just now. So anyway, what's up? Anything happened over the weekend for anyone? Anything on your mind? We've got 34 minutes left. a lot of interesting stuff going on in my little universe of news, but open dialogue. If any of you have anything, just kind of burning thoughts.
I have something. I don't know if anybody knows about the airline industry, but I read an article a couple of weeks ago that said the sort of ethos and culture of pilots and flight attendants is palpable in terms of service, in terms of safety. And I can't remember which airline, but like sometimes the pilot and co-pilot will fight, and then the flights don't go so well, or they don't show up on time. And another airline, everybody's like real friendly and a family, and everything goes well. I usually fly Delta, and I'm satisfied with Delta, but this last week I flew to Oklahoma on United and almost died twice. So the wind shear in Denver was really, really terrible. Nobody could land. They wanted us to stay in the air for 30 minutes. The pilot said, we don't have enough fuel to do that, so he's trying to land us in Nebraska. We couldn't make it, so we had to land in Wyoming, which the wind was still high in Wyoming, and it was very rough and rocky, and we hit the ground hard, and then we had to get on buses and go to Denver that way. But that didn't seem to fix anything, because then on the way back from Oklahoma, had similar problems, and they kept delaying our flight from like 7 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon, and everybody who was on the flight with me was like, I'm never going to fly United again. United does this all the time. So there's two questions. One is, like, when the flights don't go well, is
all the time talking about nothing. It's fucking pathetic. Nathan has created a mind virus with Tommy, and now Monica's mounted up.
Second of all, I just want to ask you, have you seen HBO, the show Rehearsal Season 2? If you have not, I highly recommend you watch it, because it's a very interesting, intelligent, and humorous take on this really horrendous topic. It's you kind of call it investigative journalism meets real life comedy meets I don't know what. It's but basically they do this whole expose on the relationship between the pilot and the co-pilot, and how co-pilots do not feel safe, and to basically tell the pilot when they're doing something wrong, because the pilot can ban them for life if they don't follow orders, and because the pilot and co-pilot are basically just meeting for the first time as they're getting on the plane, so they don't really have too much rapport built up between them. And very, very interesting take on just, the impact of shitty communication between the pilot and co-pilot in the airline industry.
I'll just speak. My husband flies for American, and I've never heard of him ever having issues like that with.
Is he the pilot or the co-pilot?
Well, I guess you would say, because you have the captain and the first officer.
That's what I meant, captain.
Okay, so he's been a captain before, but then he moved up into international. So right now he's one of the first officers. There's 4 of them on the international planes. He has never complained about that. He usually gets along really well with the other pilots.
So his subordinates are obedient.
Yeah, I mean everybody pretty much gets along, and sometimes usually he has some tips with the flight attendants, because they'll be like, oh, you can't do this or that, and he's like, it's just a little drama things, but for the most part, they don't have issues with that. So that's just to speak on that part. As far as I know you said some other things, Chinga. I'm not sure what I can speak to.
So let me just do the obligatory good mornings here. Wow, we've got Cora. Welcome, Cora. Hero, Marshall. We're just having kind of an open dialogue. So, clearly you can talk about anything you want at this point. It happens to be that I was commiserating with Chinga on nearly dying on United Airlines flight, and then I shared about this docu-comedy I saw on HBO called Rehearsal, which is season 2. They kind of get into this topic, and they highlight this communication issue between the first officer and the captain on these commercial airline flights, where the co-pilot, the first officers, just don't feel safe to essentially tell the pilot, hey, we're about to crash, and they're supposed to feel comfortable to take over the plane if it need be, and they show all the examples of where this has happened through reenactment, and it's pretty scary. I mean,
it's to me, so it is definitely on my list to watch soon.
Season 2 in particular related to this topic, yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so when I will definitely report back. The pilot co-pilot relationship is pretty well spelled out by standard operating procedure and stuff. From my perspective, I think this does change between companies, but so I have a good friend who flies for Delta, and he talks pretty glowingly about it. I'm sure they're not all the same.
Is he a first officer or a captain?
He's a captain. Like, was it Lowe we talked about?
You can imagine the captains might have a blind spot, right? Think about it.
Well, but he's so what happens is, like, nobody becomes a captain without having been a first officer, and they change around quite a bit. So, like right now, for example, my friend is getting type certified in, I think, Airbus 350s, and which is large wide body twin engine, and he will become a first officer again before he's a captain of that plane. So they do that a lot through their career. They go, you're first officer, captain, you go to a bigger plane, first officer again, now you're captain, and he also did the international stuff where you're like a relief captain. So you have to be captain kind of earlier, but then you get to take off on the plane, so it's like a mini captain. Anyway, so they do this a lot, but I know that the way they each have roles to play, and the co-pilot is not like completely submissive. It's not like the captain comes and says, "Oh, I'm the captain, you can't tell me what to do." I just don't think that really happens. I mean, I'm really curious about watching the show. I do fear, like most TV shows, that it's kind of going to get it wrong for the sake of the show, but we'll see. It's also like a copy, right? So it's like
it's kind of weird because it's like a person who owns right out the gate. He says, "I'm a comedian. Basically, I make my money off of making people laugh, and there's a serious topic that has come to my attention. How do we broach this and have it be both? How do we do this?"
I'm very curious. I know that a comedy can speak to truth and power in powerful ways, so I don't dismiss it. I'm very curious.
Well, here's the thing that I thought was interesting. It's more about the nuance of the dynamics of communication between uneven structures of power in a professional context when you've got 300 people's lives in your hands, and how that plays out. You would not expect it to play out the way they're proposing, which is that there have been many deaths that occurred when you look at the flight logs. That essentially what happened was there was some point where the co-pilot became aware that there was a problem, but the co-pilot didn't speak up.
Yeah, I think Hero's missing because he came in late. There was an article last week that came out and talked about the ethos of different airlines and how some work better because they have a very good relationship and familial-like atmosphere, while other ones are very competitive and they don't get any incentive for cooperating, and so it affects the service.
It's kind of like if you have all downside for speaking up in a differential of power as someone who's a subordinate. How often do you?
Well, I do know that the aviation culture has taken on this. And first of all, the fact that it varies per company and perhaps even by country and culture, that doesn't surprise me at all. I'm sure there's good examples and bad examples. But I do know that aviation in general takes these kinds of things pretty seriously and are pretty sophisticated about it. So they talk a lot about cockpit resource management and there's like protocols you go through when you decide to do something. It's like, I'm flipping a switch. Okay, you flip the switch. Okay, flip the switch. Like there's these like little these drilled into the pilots how they talk about things and trying to get consensus between them. Not to say mistakes don't happen, but they at least try. they take it pretty seriously. And my friend is what do we call him? He's a line check airman. Like he's one of the guys who actually like when he gets in the cockpit like can basically disqualify somebody. He's kind of an instructor, but like an examiner sort of thing. And so he's pretty senior. And he will talk about certain people, but he always comes to some one tester ex-military, or they're just like, oh, I used to fly F-18s, or they're kind of a little too big for their role. And there is definitely there's a macho culture in some ways, and all the more reason to have a lot of people thinking about this. And if you were thinking about an FAA exam, which I have, because I'm probably about satisfied little things, I can't really speak to this firsthand, but just because I know people. There are lots of questions about like psychology. Like they identify these different personality types. There's people who are authoritarian. There's people who are not evasive. What's the word? There's actually you study and learn about the types of dangerous personalities. Not personalities, more like dangerous mentalities. Like avoid.
Are you talking about like an avoid PD? Are you talking about personality disorders? Or are you just talking about more dynamics within people?
Yeah, dynamics in communication. But I don't think personality disorders, but certain mentality. I'll look it up. There's the FAA has these like identified risky kind of behaviors or mentalities, like somebody who likes to flaunt the rules, or somebody who wants to ignore problems. Like we're getting low on fuel, but
hero. So really quick. This is kind of what this scene in this show kind of highlights a bit, are the different dynamics that play out. So I almost feel like those examples seem like they've come from actual that ended in fatality.
Always. Everything that seems weird in life is there because it actually happened. Right? Like I'm sure Sam could speak on this, like in contracts and lawyer speak and stuff. And every time you see something like, well, that seems done, it's like, no, that's happened enough that now there's like a thing on it in the contract. And every procedure in an airplane is because these things have gone wrong. Right? Like there's definitely going to be a new thing about how you touch the fuel switch now, right? Because of the thing in India. And maybe it's going to change, maybe that fuel switch is going to change. Somehow physically or logically how it works, but every time something goes wrong, people circle wagons and figure out what's going on, and there's really this culture of not trying. Okay, it used to be like, pilot error, and that every time something went wrong, if you can blame on pilot error, there's this idea of like, oh well, that was that guy's fault. I wouldn't do that, but that really changed. You're like, no, pilot error. The pilot did that for a reason. Either they were confused, and if they were confused in a way, then we could be confused in that same way. And if the switch was in a bad place, or it looked too much like another switch, or there's a procedure, like people really they change the way words are used, because like this word sounds too much like that word in the heat of battle, so to speak. Can be confused. So they're always reviewing these things, and of course things can be wrong, things can be improved, but there's a lot of effort into doing this. I guess is my point. More than almost like any other area of my life. I see aviation folks just really like really thinking seriously about how things should be better and how things should be good.
That is good to hear, by the way. That is encouraging. Anyway, does anyone else have any comments? I'm preaching, but you're on mic.
I was going to add another wrinkle. So I appreciate the flight attendant and the pilot's honesty, but they said the plane, so I do short hops to unpopular cities, right? And Delta never had a problem, but United, they use these older, poorly designed planes, and that's what the flight attendant said. This plane design isn't that great. It's really front heavy, so we want everybody to sit in the back. And then we had some extra seats, and she goes, especially the heavier people, we need to balance. We need to balance the plane so that we don't come down too hard. And they said this in both directions, going to Oklahoma and coming back to Oklahoma. They said this plane sucks, and we needed all the fat people in the back.
Do you remember what kind of plane it was?
No, I don't remember, but I just I understand the planes are expensive and you probably can't get rid of them, but you should have bought a better plane.
I've been on flights where the pilot came out and the yeah. No, I I've been on flights that pilot comes out and says, you move over there, and just moves people around to balance the weight. I think they can tell by the pressure on the landing gear if the plane is not weighted.
That's really interesting, especially those small planes. They do that. They've done that actually I remember that even in the early 70s, that they would move people around in the really small regional planes to rebalance things. And luggage too. When they load in the luggage, they're very careful about how they balance the luggage in there.
Oh, I guess
Even though it just looks like they're just.
So what corporate contracts, right? What kind of corporations do you believe in benefit from one big group? Also, right? What dollars does it contribute to the downhill and biggest recipients?
So we had to land in Scottsbluff. It's like, oh, can't make it there. Got an emergency land in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So we get there, and they said, we're going to get more fuel, and then we're going to try again for Denver. They overfueled the plane, and they said, we can't get people back on the plane because the plane's too heavy now. Like, just so many comedy of errors. It was just terrible.
I thought about, maybe it's just that because of the internet, we hear about it a lot more often, but the turbulence, you hear about it a lot lately, and I'm wondering, is this something that climate change is affecting a lot? And, I haven't really heard much about that aspect of it. Is climate change affecting, especially the upper atmosphere, the 30,000 feet stuff where these planes are dropping 10,000 feet.
Yeah, I heard that, Rick. I've heard that it's from climate change, but I can't contribute any more than that because it's just that I've heard.
I would tend to think it's more due to the fact that there's just more flights into a lot more area. Like the model has become much less like the spoke model where you have major hubs and for a while it was like bigger planes into small hubs, and the industry changed to smaller planes into many hubs, so it's way more distributed, and that's why you're seeing flights into smaller and smaller airports as populations kind of grow up around those airports. But yeah, there's a ton more flights than there used to be. That's got it. So that's why like planes like the A380 kind of died pretty quickly. Like the 747 went away or was almost gone. And those biggest planes are 3 different airports in the New York region to 3 different airports in the UK rather than one big flight from JFK to Heathrow. It just makes more sense. It gives more options, more times, slightly different locations.
Interesting spin, really quick. Nathan Gilmer, the guy who does that show, Rehearsal, and season 2 pilot episode, there's this interview I pinned to the top where one of the pilots that's interviewed basically said, I just discovered that Nathan Gilmer had gotten his commercial license and was 737 rated. So that's actually kind of an interesting twist to the guy that's hosting the show, and some knowledge you would have as an insider, and if there's any exams that have to be taken, I know how thorough this.
He's a comedian pilot.
Interesting.
Or a pilot comedian.
No, please go ahead. Sorry,
as far as the question about whether like traffic control gives preference to certain airlines or something, I don't think that's a thing. I think they get their flight plans, they're scheduled. There is a timing thing sometimes. So if you have a bunch of planes stacked up, which you don't get that very often anymore. Like it used to be a thing where you'd be like, we're in a holding pattern, and now with GPS and stuff, it's what you navigate direct to all the time. You don't have to go to this to this navigate, to that navigate, to that. It used to be kind of like connect the dots, and now it's like you take off and boom, go straight towards something unless you have to avoid weather or terrain or strict areas or whatever. So there are a lot more direct flights, and it's true. And now it's like if you're going to have to divert to a different airport, in Vancouver, usually it's like, well, I mean, it does happen because of weather, like you're talking about like crazy turbulence, crazy stuff. But that, to me, that's just like, that's nature getting in the way of us having a good time. Because we have high winds, we have, like, it's not actually hard to land planes in high winds, it turns out. I love that that's still true.
One thing that we don't have holding patterns anymore like we did before is not because we're using GPS, it's because airlines have figured out that wastes a lot of fuel. So if you don't have a landing spot in the queue at the destination airport, you don't take off. So you basically take off on your short of a spot in the queue.
It's true, especially for shorter range flights. It's called flow control. So they will delay your takeoff until you fit into the traffic. They have it a lot of more regional airports. Like I don't know if you're flying across the country, that will affect you because you still have a lot of like time to correct for when you arrive. So and they will alter your takeoff for that. It's pretty logistically dialed in these days. It's so dialed in that when things go wrong, the wrong is it cascades through the system. Because those time slots are way tighter than they used to be. That any like mess up of that like fucks everything up. And that's why you hear about these like of the entire Northeast, you know, or sometimes you're waiting for a flight. It's like why is it delayed? Oh, there was this mess up back in Atlanta. We're across the country. We're like, oh yeah, but that delayed this flight, which delays that flight, and all of a sudden everything's messed up. But partly that's because things are so freaking dialed in on a good day. Yeah.
Well, we're at Let's Walk Together, 12 minutes left here. Anyone else have any comments? Maybe someone who hasn't spoken? We could do like a 10-second silent countdown and then dogpile anyone else who has something they want to say that's already spoken. Just want to, for folks, maybe if you don't like chatting. Well, we've offered the plate. We put out the delicious dessert. You can take it.
I'll just say it's interesting because this whole, airline stuff just really was popping in the chat. There's so much everyone can say about flights and everything.
Yeah, please do. You've got 11 minutes left to get it.
How about that airline food?
Division Airways actually has decent food on their flights.
Well, I have to say, Osiris, the Scottish Terrier, Lord of the Underworld, buddy of mine, right now on a walk in Berkeley Hills, he hates flying, but he always finds a way to sneak on the plane with me, and I'm that guy. Some of you may love me, some of you may hate me, but he is on my lap as often as possible, and then I have to keep putting him into his little thing under the seat, which, I mean, let's be real, he can barely fit into. And so I have all sorts of little techniques I use to hide him. I make drink tents over my head, and we hang out in the tent. We do all sorts of things, but we've gone to Mexico so many times. He's been on so many great vacations over the years before the pandemic. Things have been a little bit thin since the pandemic, but I don't know. I'm very thankful for air travel that doesn't kill me. Let me just throw it out there. So, thank you for your service, pilots, co-pilots, captains, first mates, and
I also travel with my dog everywhere, but she's a service dog, and so nobody hassles us at all. She usually sits on the floor, but she'll come up in my lap if I'm getting like anxious or something and do like pressure therapy on my chest. And the flight attendants and everybody seems to love her so far. So she's a very good dog.
What kind of dog do you have, Rob?
She's half Boston Terrier, half French Bulldog. She weighs about 24 pounds, and her name's Birdie.
Well, I probably would love that dog too because I love her around.
She actually, you have to, when you're going through, you have to let dog go before you on the leash, and generally what happens is the TSA agent on the other side will like take the leash once she gets through, and then you have to go through after. So it's like one at a time. Yeah.
Is it true that Italy is more dog friendly? Because if that is the case, then I feel like I want to bring Osiris to meet my ancestors, so at least half my genes ancestors, and I think you would have a great time.
Yeah, I've never taken Birdie overseas. I do want to take her to Mexico because I know Mexico will let you get without a hassle with the dogs. So
Their whole disposition. So when I was I'm Gen X, right? So when I grew up going down to Tijuana and Ensenada and all these places as a kid, so I can drink, before I was 21 and do stupid things, and so I lived in SoCal, so that was an easy thing to do. And back then, it seemed like dogs were not that revered. And then, fast forward to the last 10 years, trips to go to Mexico, and it's like, man, what a treatment for Osiris. I mean, he comes home with all kinds of personalized and embroidered different things, his new dog collar, his new Osiris handkerchief, like the whole shebang. It's great. They have little doggy bed in the places we stay, some are just like the adult beds. It's
Well, part of it, I think, is I don't know what year it was, but the UN had this whole thing about countries that eat dogs. Korea, Mexico, other places, and in Mexico, people eat dogs. Chihuahuas were bred to be the chickens of the Aztecs, right? And so it got really pejoritized and culturally not cool. So then all of us, and Mexico actually made a law, I think it was in 21, that says there's no legal way you can eat a dog anymore. So I think that's the whole cultural attitude, is trying to satisfy the British old lady who loves her dog so much that she'd clone it in Switzerland.
probably also the travel industry too, right? Because there's a bunch of nitwits like me who love to go everywhere with their dogs, and that's not going to change. So I can imagine losing a huge swath of your potential clientele because they're a bunch of, whatever you would call someone like me who's just never leaves his dog with anyone.
I promise not to eat your dog.
Cinephiles.
Yeah. Good morning, Dr. Francine. Haven't heard from you.
Good morning. I'm not good at control retriever.
So, Dr. Francine, hard-hitting question. Are you pro or con consumption of dogs?
Oh my God. I have dogs that sleep on my bed with me. I'm totally con. I don't eat any meat.
They taste like a combination of pork and chicken. It's really greasy.
Ew.
Nothing.
There was this place, and
Nothing with a face.
there's this place in our town that had a pet store, and right next door was a Chinese restaurant by the same name. That's disgusting. I can only imagine.
The people who weren't adopted got eaten.
Well, you don't know what happened, but it's kind of odd that they owned both a pet store and the restaurant.
I think you're connecting dots that aren't explicitly there, Mo. I mean, can we just be...
Yeah, maybe.
I'd like to take this opportunity and give a public service announcement on behalf of the Baja California Tourism Bureau, and say for those of you who have access to it but haven't done so, Valle de Guadalupe Valley is about a half hour east of Ensenada. It's in the mountains, and it's a Mexican wine region. And I've been there for 5 times post-COVID. They have a lot of really nice resort type places for you to stay at, and the wineries are really good. They're beginning to be competitive with California wines, and the food is out of this world. Most of the famous Mexican chefs have opened up restaurants either in the resorts and the wineries or standing alone. So for Guadalupe Valley, Valle de Guadalupe.
Any chance there's a lake up there called Lake Hansen, Laguna Hansen?
I don't know.
Well, I've traveled in that area before I grew up in San Diego, and God, late 80s, early 90s, my brother and I took a little road trip, and we went down to Ensenada, and we went east into the hills, and it is gorgeous up there.
Oh my God.
It's like,
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's like, well, for me at the time, it was like, oh, I didn't realize anything. It looked, it's stupid. It looked like areas of Southern California up in the hills with pine trees. And of course, it's, less than 100 miles south of the border. Why would it be that different once you get up in the hills? But it was green, and I think we had spring, just so it was like grassy and green. It was really pretty. There were horses running around that looked like they were actually happy. And there were frogs everywhere for some reason. I don't know.
So in the past 20 years, it's been kind of built up quite a bit around the wine industry. And so I think if you go there now, you probably wouldn't recognize it. But the amazing thing is there are these restaurants that like the chef gets up in the morning and just goes into the hills and sees what kind of edible greeneries they can find, and then goes to the market and sees what animal they slaughtered that day, and so then makes a menu based on that, and the food is just I can't say no.
What wine pairs well with dog, horse, or guinea pig?
I think Zinfandel would go well with greasy foods.
Only here has anyone ever had this conversation about.
That's the other thing, like the whole anti-South American thing, is because a lot of the people, because NAFTA and CAFTA are indigenous, they don't speak Spanish, they don't speak English, but they bring their traditions with them, and one of them from South America is eating guinea pig, and so people would go into the pet stores, buy guinea pigs, and then go to the park, a public park, and cook guinea pigs. In some cities, so like you can't do that.
I would serve it with a Sangiovese.
This whole I don't need this, I don't need that is a very first world issue. It's like the rest of the world, you eat whatever doesn't eat you first.
The local festival anymore. We're not talking to our neighbors, and I'll tell you this one story, and I'll leave. Where I live, there is one road in and out, because it was at my city council meeting. If we lose that road, and I'm in a very populous part of California, one of the richest parts of the country, they're going to have to airlift food in. So think about it. From 2025, and I'm sure this is true elsewhere, if we don't have a second road to where I live, so if there's an earthquake or something, there's no way there's going to be food on the shelf for at least a week. That's enough for some people to die. And that's
what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be a gloom and doomer, but I'm pretty sure the plan is to create civil unrest, put people in places under the pretense that it has to do with ICE and sovereign states or sovereign cities not handing over people over here illegally. And what this is really going to be is setting up for a martial law lockdown, where I think, honestly,
have indigenous teachers and in front of Jesus on a plate is a cooked guinea pig.
Oh my gosh, this morning, I'm sorry, I'm just going to change the subject slightly, but I have been in the same realm. I saw this, this is just really hilarious, but kind of stupid video. My partner showed me on Instagram of this guy playing Moses, but Moses is like one of these blogger newscasters doing kind of all the cliche, cheesy social media things.
This shit is ridiculous.
Partners, I keep saying it.
knows what batteries are. I think he's thinking batteries are like lithium batteries. I don't think he knows, Doc.
I hope that's what he meant. Like he meant like a Duracell battery.
Right. It's Energizer.
But if they're sending batteries and he's talking about teams, that means we're part of the war.
Well, we have some come very soon, within days. It's a couple of the countries that have pages are going to swap over and will replace the pages with the ones they have. And Matt will coordinate with but so it's going to be interesting. It's not arriving very soon. It's also important to destroy this in Germany. Defense administration is taking me Texas. Defense military also I think it all the Germany is involved. So one country that has 17 patriots getting ready to be shipped. They're not going to need them for that. So we're going to work to deal with the 17 will go, a big portion of the 17 will go to the war set.
I'm ashamed, dude. For some reason, I can just hear him saying dumb shit like, we're going to send all the batteries, the big ones. They're going to be lithium and cobalt. And we're going to put boots on the ground. We're going to put Nikes and Reeboks on the ground. All the boots, the favorite boots, my favorite boots. And all the batteries. We got the biggest batteries, you know.
Yeah, he's definitely, he got to be thinking Duracell. You cannot send a battery. You do that, then we're part of
size, or are they like rockets that are in space? Do you know anything about the Golden Dome and the Space War shit, Abby?
Yeah, Golden Dome is nothing but a defense system similar to the Iron Dome, but it's like a bunch of Patriot missiles located all over the place that'll be shooting like anything that may come into the country. Which I don't know. I think it's a waste of funding.
So these are the land to like what was it, surface to, I don't know if it's land to surface or surface to land kind of missile system. Is that what that is? It's not like
it's a deterrent. It's not gonna. All it does is like if a missile's coming, it'll shoot that missile in the sky. So and the way I don't know, the shrapnel still comes down, right? So. It's a waste of money. Because even if Russia was to do something from Cuba, we already have like weapon systems. So.
Well, don't we have the base? Isn't that kind of like loaded anyways? I mean, like if they shoot something off, like that could be a base like the Guantanamo Bay, like they'd be able to launch from there, right?
I mean, they could watch, but Guantanamo Bay is not for that. Something else. But we have Southcom that's in Miami, which they should be collecting intel. We have freaking, we got bases all over the place.
Isn't there a base in Puerto Rico or something? There's something in Puerto Rico, right?
It used to be. But we do have like a team that may be out there to access with their guard units. Making some winter chicken dinner, y'all. Let me see what else we got going on in the news. Y'all don't want to hear that no more, do y'all?
Is that what?
Y'all don't want to hear that no more. He's really not talking about that. Just getting praised. Talking about 2 to 5%.
How's this bid for the Nobel Peace Prize going? Any updates on that bullshit?
Well, I don't know. You never know.
I'm just being sarcastic. That's just never gonna happen. But I'm just being sarcastic. There's no one gonna nominate him. So except BB, that's his only buddy in his pocket. So is there anything happening on the House side or on the Senate side or on the Supreme Court side? Those are always hot areas.
We blocked some more. He ain't even supposed to be in here. Okay. I ain't gonna remove you yet.
What? I'm not supposed to be in here.
Yeah, I had you blocked. I'm blocking people when I screenshot, but I need to go ahead and go back to my blog list and start blocking people back.
Damn.
This would be nice.
Well, how you doing, sis?
Hey, how you doing? I'm sending a screenshot of this on my blog. I am not doing this. I'm unblocking people. Once y'all block for life. See what else we got going on.
better than a good morning. I don't know what about morning is good.
You got that right. Not these days. Ain't nothing good about waking up in the morning. I just wake up in the morning and the first thing I say to myself is, what the fuck else happened?
I think he's talking about the other morning.
So, Jamal, how do you feel about this big, beautiful bill and the deportations? How they're going about the deportations that week?
I think that shit don't look good. That shit don't look good at all. They need to be a little more coordinated and know exactly what they're going for, but like with actual citizens, there should be mixed in it. It's just stupid.
God told you exactly what he was going to do and how he was going to do it. Exactly. Verbatim. He didn't leave anything to be discussed or anything to be questioned. He said he was going to take everybody out. Everybody. At one time.
No, that's not what he said. He said he was going for the criminals. But you know, the thing that's really irritating
He classifies criminals as people that cross the border illegally. So that, in essence of itself, lets you know that that's everybody that's here illegally. Those are the criminals. Not the hard-working criminals, not the unlawful criminals. Anybody that crossed the border illegally is a criminal.
okay. But you know, the thing that really is worrisome to me as well is the TPS status. That, like, claim that they can go back to their country because it's safe now. Like, we know Haiti is not safe right now. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, we get people killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew they were gonna attack that ever since with the Kitover program. That's basically what they ran on the whole time with that whole Ohio thing, right? Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah, the dog and cat eaters.
Oh yeah. So they had to move on that because they made TPS a really big thing.
Yeah, but you know what? The residents of that freaking town, like, were up in arms behind this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had town hall meetings that they actually have recorded. Like, you know what I'm saying? They revitalized their economy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sad. What about this big beautiful bill? How do you feel about that, brother? Good morning, Nation. We're talking about your cat eating.
Oh, what's up?
He luckily said he eats cats. He don't do that. What's on? What you got to say about this big beautiful bill? Y'all voted for this. Stop, boy.
You don't like the bill anymore?
Yeah, you said it's bad. You said that earlier. When I said, what do you think about this big beautiful bill and deportations? He was like, yeah, it's not looking good.
Oh yeah, we're going as high as we can, baby. Oh my God.
What's up with this boy Putin? Why Putin playing for though?
What'd you say?
Putin, why Putin playing like a little bitch though?
Putin ain't playing like a little bitch. Putin telling kids, Putin done told y'all. Yeah. He's Trump, not friend. You better stop lying to the public. I'm gonna do what I do. Like, he thought Putin was friendly. I tell people all the time, I ain't friendly.
Drug him along like a good KGB agent that he is.
he could activate some like Russian kind of like cells out in the states. You think like that's a possibility? Like they got cells out here.
So there are Russian agents here. They have people that they can play in pawns, just like the U.S. can do with the Kurds and the PKP and Hamas. They can play agencies or agents just like everybody else. They won't do it themselves. They have sleeper agents, but they may not be Russian sleeper agents.
Right, that's true.
They control vast swaths of land in Asia, vast swaths.
Yeah, I get what you know. So I was saying, I said Putin was never the head of the KGB.
Okay, so he never was the exact head, but was he a higher up at the KGB? Did he have a seat at the blackboard table?
What is $17.99 worth
Running
of
operations,
Let's go.
handling agents,
Green.
handling paperwork, operations, operatives. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Fucking 30 years ago, I love it. They put my tricks in my house. Mr. Big C. That's wrong with what? It doesn't matter fucking Putin with a fucking custodian somewhere. Fuck with a fucking idiot, period.
I give it like a 797 off.
He definitely is.
What is
Some young underage girls are looking close, barely legal.
Alright, do a dance for him, shake your hips, and he's good to go.
Some nasty female like we're still told initially that like you sleep with her unprotected, you know, while your wife's giving birth, you know. Shit like that. Get some. It's a good thing that NATO's paying for those Patriot battery missile systems, right? Well, you know what? Let me good is great, Samoa. If you say it's good, it's great.
Damn, thank you. Okay.
What's up with Xi Jinping? I heard that he didn't. He refused to go to like some summit because he was thinking it's just getting too real right now. And he decided to withdraw from like one of those summits. You guys hear about that?
No.
Even he's like second guessing shit now. So I gotta find the article. I was reading it or listening to it yesterday. It said that he didn't go to one of those summits. Basically because he said it's just getting too real for him, even for him. So we haven't heard anything about him in a minute. Other than him giving some jets to Iran. I don't know if there's anything else he's probably gonna end up giving. Did he give it to him or did he sell them?
I don't know, I'd have to do it real quick. But yeah, we haven't really heard from JJ yet. Are you saying something about the article? About
Yeah, I gotta see if I can try to pull it up again. But he decided not to go to one of those like summits where all the leaders were at and stuff because basically shit was getting a little too real for him. He didn't feel safe.
You said it's too hot.
Now, too hot on the block. But you know what though? I mean, for him to say that, I wonder if he's feeling like, is it that there's foreign actors or is that his internal people? He feels like they may be trying to get him out because I know that there's some distance there that you know. I don't know. I don't listen to people who are trying to take him out, but I know that there's maybe less of an appetite for him moving forward. But they're just tolerating it. So that's what I heard. Let's see here. I know I saw that shit.
It's like trying to leave him. But I had to say something.
attending the BRICS summit for the first time. That was a couple of days ago. This is a week ago. So that was a surprise. He's one of the head dudes running this shit, so him not showing up is
Yeah, that's a problem.
it's a big deal, yeah.
Let me look this up real quick.
Yeah, I got something from CNN. It was July 5th. Summit leaders from BRICS group, major emerging economic kickoff in Brazil Sunday, but without top leader, its most powerful member. For the first time in more than a decade's rule, Chinese leader Xi Jinping, who has made BRICS a centerpiece of his push to reshape the global balance of power, will not attend the annual leaders gathering.
So I actually found a
Seems absent. Yeah. Well, play it up.
All right, talking about China, there's been a lot of speculation around the Chinese Supreme Leader, President Xi Jinping's action over the last few days, most notably at the recently concluded BRICS summit in Rio de Janeiro. China was one of the founder members of BRICS, but Xi Jinping skipped that particular summit. The BRICS summit is the first time he skipped a BRICS summit in the 12 years that he's been in power, and that has led to a lot of speculation. Where is Xi Jinping hiding? Has he gone missing? Is this a strategic retreat because of pressure domestically, or is it something larger? And who could possibly succeed him, if at all? That is a plan, a succession plan is being laid out in 2027, when the next Chinese Communist Party's Congress is expected. For over a decade now, Xi Jinping has been the face of a rising China, a leader who has projected confidence at global fora, he's reshaped domestic politics, and positioned himself as president for life. But this year, for the very first time since taking power, Xi Jinping skipped the annual BRICS summit. His absence has triggered a wave of speculation. Is China's most powerful leader in generations preparing to step aside? Or is something deeper at play within the Communist Party's secretive corridors? Xi Jinping's decision to send Premier Li Qiang in his place is unprecedented. He's never skipped a BRICS summit since officially becoming president in 2013. In fact, as per official Chinese government records, Beijing is citing scheduling conflicts as the reason why Xi Jinping could not travel all the way to Rio de Janeiro. But analysts are not quite convinced. After all, Xi Jinping has made BRICS a centerpiece of his foreign policy since 2012. Why then this sudden change? And it is also not that Xi is traveling to someplace else at this given point of time. He has no international trips planned which coincide or which collide with the BRICS schedule. So then what was the scheduling conflict all about? Maybe skipping BRICS sends out a powerful signal at a time when Donald Trump is railing and ranting against BRICS, and BRICS countries wanting to stop their own currency, wanting to devalue the dollar. This is not just about diplomacy, it's about what is also happening inside
I'm
China.
listening to Professor
I didn't hear anything you just said.
No, because you need to be muted for us to listen to.
Yeah, mute up. I'm at
Where
home.
are you?
I'm at home in my office drinking
Ah,
coffee.
I thought you were out. That is the background noise is coming from someone. My God, you sound sicker now.
Maybe I just became more of a man.
You know, I was sick like that for 2.5 weeks. And it was just very weird. Tell me if this is what's happening to you. So usually when I get a cold, I start like, you know, the watery thing coming out of your nose, and you start sneezing, and then maybe you get your throat itches a little bit, and it's sore and whatever. And then, well, you go for a whole cold, and then for me, I get asthma, and then I wrap up, and that's it. This time, I've got like allergies
I'm actually like out of the cold now. Like this is the like I still had a little sinus this morning, but overall like my health is back to like 99%, 90%. So
I am a 99.
the pressure though
But
was
yesterday I
intense.
still had a little bit of asthma yesterday.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I was walking a lot and I was getting fatigued.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing when the cold flu was like at its peak. My body hurt everywhere. I was had pain and I had like horrible. I was getting shivers and total like lack of energy. It was a brutal cold that I went through. It hit me on July 4th the hardest.
Oh, so you didn't do anything?
No, I literally just stayed at home. I swear it must be like a seasonal flu pattern. And I
Some
think
people have told me it's like the advanced or evolved version of COVID.
yeah, I could buy that. I could buy that because my sister had the same thing, and the girl that I dated on this app for like a 3 day weekend, she was all boosted up, and we had some romance. So I'm pretty sure she virally shed on me, and that like nearly killed me.
Yeah, my sister also got sick. Yeah, but it's everywhere. Like, I'm in Switzerland, my sister in Guatemala, you guys in the US, and everyone has been sick. Even Simon was sick before I was. It's just everywhere. It's like a virus. I don't know.
I wonder if it is like COVID-19.
For me, it was like hay fever, but then after I got the hay fever, I no longer can taste or smell anything.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly what's happening to me. Well, now I can taste a little bit more, but I can barely smell. Like, only very strong smells, and I have to intentionally breathe in order to feel them. And I am out of the cold, but it's just not back to normal. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I think all that stuff comes back to you. Like, have you ever twisted a knee or like sprained an ankle, and it took 11 months for it to like feel normal again or something?
Well, I mean, let's hope because I want to take my girlfriend to a dining restaurant for her birthday in August.
When is her birthday?
August 24th.
Oh, so it's still like another month.
Yeah. But I haven't been able to
That's
say
the birthday. That's the same birthday than my best friend.
Oh, nice.
She's a Virgo.
Whatever that means.
You should read about the zodiacs.
I'm not gonna waste my time.
Oh, you're not gonna waste your time. I've heard you waste your time for years, son.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be selective with the things I waste my time with, and reading about fucking nothing science is not gonna be one of them.
So, Edmund, I received a course of AI during the whole weekend. It was like 15 hours between Friday and Saturday, and it's amazing the stuff you can do.
Really? What?
Like, I learned how to do apps, how to create agents, how to. Oh my god, it's just amazing. I'm like hooked now on that. I'm creating a new website, and I'm creating a couple of apps that will help me to organize my stuff.
Well, show me how to do it. Let's do a training course, and you'll be the instructor. Then it'll help you
Yeah, I
learn
can
even
do
more.
that. But it's really amazing, all the stuff that you can do. And it's super easy, actually. If they have the course again, I'm gonna send it to you. I got it for free with a code. Usually it's like, I don't know, $400 or so.
I just got do you use Shopify at all?
No, because I don't sell anything.
have to do that now. I have to
Hey, my
set up
friend.
website or a landing page for my products. I have to hook up my Facebook Pixel to my website.
No, I've never used Shopify because I don't sell stuff.
What's up, niggas?
What's
What
up,
a racist.
What's up, nigga faggot?
Oh my god, the homophobia and racistophobia.
Did you like the Bitcoin guys, my friend?
Yes, I did. I thought that they were all, I actually really did. I thought they were all smart and very funny, and I liked the guy Hodl the best. Hodl.
Yeah, he's
British
very
regime.
popular.
Yeah, he was cool. He was a cool guy.
He's very popular on Twitter and on podcasts and stuff. If you look for him for American Hodl, you'll find him.
I mean, you do realize that anybody who's actually doing what they're doing here, or even having very long form conversations here, like, it's a total waste of time. And the fact that, like, they're not even creating a content or a podcast or something, it's like, it's basically, it's got to be therapeutic. I think that's probably the best way to frame it. But it's like bad therapy.
So you're saying Bitcoin is bad?
No, what I'm saying is it doesn't matter what the topic is, because what's happening here is communication exchange, and so the topic is irrelevant. Most people want to just get what's off their chest.
That's very true. I'll talk about anything as long as you guys will fucking listen to me.
I would see.
All communication is hypnosis.
Yeah, I think you could say all communication is spam. That's like probably.
All communication is projection.
Yeah. It
By
happens a lot.
definition, it's projection.
What the fuck do you see, Steve?
But I call this like decentralized friendship.
What would a centralized friendship look like?
Real
Is it
world.
the one where you walk away from somebody when you meet them in public?
No, that's called being rude and being an annoying person.
And you're annoying and you're rude.
What's a centralized friendship?
You mean because I'm on a family vacation, I see some random neo-Nazi at a gas station who wants to talk to me for 5 minutes in his old jalopy?
Yeah, what's 5 minutes? And you talk for hours on Clubhouse. You can't give it 5 minutes.
Exactly. Well, that's the point. It's like, well, first of all, we were going kayaking and we had an appointment to go pick up our kayaks. So, David, just go get your bottle of vodka and just shut the fuck up.
Why are you telling David to shut the fuck up?
Because
Yeah, that's not nice.
Because he's sitting there wasting our time about a gas station encounter with Diego, aka Roberto.
Well, docs. And when you bring up, friendship, I mean, that needs to be pointed out. We did.
Wait, what did he do?
Nothing. This is a waste of time. Let's not rediscuss the
You
gas
met
station.
him in person and he ran away.
I don't know if he ran away. I don't think he ran away. I think he was like,
He didn't run away.
You're Diego.
Diego was like,
No, the one running away was Edmund.
No, I wasn't running away.
He saw him in person in real life, and it was like after hours of talking in Clubhouse.
First of
like,
all,
let's hang out, and he ran away.
First of all, let me finish this by saying Roberto's is the rude bitch here. He didn't even get out of his car to stand up to shake my hand. He just sat there like a fat ass in his car with his Nazi bride wife while she looked the other way, and his kids sat like robots. So let's just put facts as facts, and I'll describe the situation accurately.
But didn't he meet you like in a stop or something? Like how was he going to get out of the car? Like
He's in his car. I don't even think he turned his car off. He just was sitting there like a weirdo, and he said, "Hey, Edmund."
Did he shake your hand?
No, I didn't shake his fucking hand. I didn't even ask him his name because I didn't even care what the fuck his name was.
Did you know who he was? Oh yeah,
I
because
knew the voice. I heard his voice, and I was like, "Oh God, Clubhouse in the real world." I look over, and it's an old fucking jalopy with what looks like a guy with fucking dandruff and oily skin. I'm like, "Oh, it's that praxeologist guy, aka the philosopher."
things.
Wait, do it. You heard his voice and it immediately triggered your brain like Clubhouse?
That's exactly what I
No,
said.
that's it, because he called him Edmund, because nobody in the real world knows that John is Edmund. So if John is walking around and somebody calls him Edmund, it would be like if somebody called me trash bag. If I was walking on the street and somebody was like, hey, trash bag, and then I turned around.
So what if the person that says Issa? You'd be like, yo, Issa, what's going on? Let's talk, let's have coffee, let's have a drink. You wouldn't run away.
You ain't ran away. Listen, David, nobody fucking ran away. I walked up to the car, I talked to him, I looked in the vehicle, I saw an unhappy wife, and then I left. I assessed the situation, and I left.
Maybe she was scared of you.
Maybe she was probably like, here we go again with my husband wasting our fucking time.
No, I think it's more likely that Diego is dominating her and he prohibits her to speak.
Let's just say that, I was worried that there could be a Nazi knife in his fucking jackboot, and he was driving like a white supremacist car. And, I just gotta say, his wife didn't look happy, and his children didn't even move. I think they could have been dolls. I don't know.
Really? They weren't acting like kids?
No, they were not.
They're just very well-behaved Catholic kids.
Caleb, have you met anyone in real life in Clubhouse?
Not except the people I already knew.
So before Clubhouse?
So I know Matt, Rabbi Matt, from a long time ago.
Okay.
And I met one other guy.
What about Norm?
No, I never met Norm in person. And I think on Wednesday, actually, I'm meeting up with somebody in Philadelphia.
Tell us who.
Scott, I think Scott and I are going to go to Top Golf.
The Top Golf in Morristown.
No, we're going to be in Morristown? Yeah.
Yeah, there's no Top Golf in Philly.
That's the only one in Philly.
But Top Golf is like
what day is this, Caleb?
Wednesday.
I'll be around. If you want to include me.
No, nobody's inviting you. Stop right away.
No, I'm saying no. I mean, you gotta pay for 4. You gotta pay for 6, actually.
I'm heading down for 2 concerts, and I need something to do for the day Wednesday.
Oh my god, you're seeing
Okay,
fish?
I have 2 questions.
What's up, David?
Is it Scotty? And second, is it mini golf, Top Golf?
No, real golf.
It's like a driving range.
Are you seeing fish?
Is it Scott the guy that the Hey Isa guy?
Yeah, he's a minister.
No.
You're thinking like the guy with the glasses.
His name is Scott Jones.
Yeah. Scott Jones.
Scott Jones? He's a minister?
Yeah.
What? Oh my god. What? But he's a degenerate. What the fuck is going on with the churches?
Everyone deserves a second chance, Isa.
I mean, I love God, but and degeneracy, but he cannot be a minister. Like, what the fuck?
It's the beginning of a joke. A minister and a rabbi go to Top Golf.
Yeah, you need a priest as well.
Well, Caleb, if you need a priest, I can pretend to be a priest and come talk.
And also you need a sheikh.
I need an imam.
We can get Randy McDickerson. He can be the sheikh.
Oh yes, he's my favorite.
Would you meet with David Bobadilla in real life?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I like Caleb. I was gonna want Caleb.
What do you mean?
There's certain people that beat him up, but I was trying
Oh
to.
my god, David, you're taking the spotlight from me.
Come to the man on Tuesday and Wednesday. Give you a good party at the show.
Concert. No, but would you meet me in real person?
Who's the?
Oh my god, David!
I was like.
My friend is the same person.
So if I was ever in Zurich or wherever you live, yes, I would definitely live here.
chances are that I would rather just actually cancel and then have the clown house meeting, get it out of my system, and then just move on quickly.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I mean, I would meet with anybody, anytime, anywhere, for a beer or.
Would you record our meeting?
Yeah, I'd probably ask you if I can open a clown house room so we can just, pipe it into clown house for clown housers.
So we can chat online.
Yeah, I think, putting content on here, for people. This is a very closed, network of people, and it's for people who like the app, I think. I mean, because you can go to X Spaces in a room with 1,200 people, never get on a stage, and you really never get to meet any real person. You don't get to engage with people's personalities. So this is a unique app, and it's pretty small. They put a lot of money into this.
So you hated it. Now you're praising it.
From a
you like it.
Well, yeah, from a technology perspective, this app is really the ergonomics, the interface, everything is very solid.
I had a steak dinner with Issa, and she's very nice and normal, not like some of these other people on Clubhouse.
Yeah,
My friend wants to meet with you.
What the heck? Meet
Oh my
you?
God, it's in the Matrix. Yeah, would you meet me?
Well, if you don't let me talk when I'm not in the Matrix, I bet you end up in the.
Yeah, people are on the move.
So it's technically
Yeah,
hearsay.
people that I have met on Clubhouse, they're not here anymore. I've met Rick and David, but then I have met who is it? Suki. I met.
You met Rika.
You met Shuki?
Met Rico.
You haven't made it to Germany yet to meet Daniel?
No, but I want to. I want to go to Israel with Daniel.
That would be amazing for you.
I really want to experience Israel with him. I think it would be amazing.
Let's have a meetup in Tel Aviv.
No, you won't.
Why?
I mean,
I'll be there again in
but you won't.
December. What do you mean? I'm gonna be there in December.
Yeah, I'm planning to be in Guatemala in December.
My friend, where do you live right now? I live in Maine.
Gayland.
Maine? Yeah, I live in Maine.
The Gayland of Maine.
Why? This is where I live. What do you mean? Why do
This is
you
where
live
you
where
go
you
to
live?
Boston.
I mean, you had a choice. You picked Maine.
So David, you're like an 8-year-old child with Down syndrome.
Nice. I mean, you live in New York, you go to Florida, Texas, and how far do you pick Maine? It's curious. Well, my uncle had a brain injury, and my parents were here.
That's the best thing about David. You're like an 8-year-old with Down syndrome.
David, who lives in Guy. That's looking at John.
That's very gay, I don't think that he's looking for your. I don't think he's looking for your.
It's called the compliment. He says it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So I do want to point out my PTR. Look at this quote by Osho. It says, "If you love yourself, you love others. If you hate yourself, you hate others. In relationships with others, it is only you mirrored." Do you think there's any truth in that?
I think that's amazing.
100%.
So who on this app?
Look at all the socialists. They all hate themselves, and as a result, they want to see the world burn. That's right. That's right. If I can't be happy, you can't be happy. How did that?
So how do you transform yourself from being a self-hater to being a self-lover?
You just need to let go.
You have to love your problems. Your problem, anyone else's problems, you have to love your problems.
No, you need to take responsibility of your problems. That's number one. But number two, oh my God, stop it. But number two, just
Are
you guys retarded? Like, you can't help yourselves in jumping into when someone else is talking. What's wrong with you?
David, are you going to be in Toronto on Wednesday? No, I'm going to golf with John Fakori's coming up.
You should go, David. Go meet Faruqi. Plus, Caleb is not inviting you yet.
I tried to text you, Kay, but you don't respond about where did you try and text me? About coming up to Toronto.
Don't you think it's a little gay that John Fakori sits there and does all this talk therapy in a Bitcoin room?
But he likes to do it.
I mean, he reveals a lot of stuff on there that is kind of private. And
you should see me. You should see how much private stuff I really.
You're zero private.
Yeah, I know so much about him at this point.
Your story, your telenovela story, was the reason why I stuck in the Bitcoin rooms, because I wanted to come day after day to hear what was going on in your life.
That's how you get to you want to how does it end?
That's how I got hooked in the Bitcoin room.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. But man, that other day when I came in, wow, was that? I heard it got a little spicy after I left.
It was horrible.
Yeah, apparently my life got threatened.
No.
That's what Dave told me.
No. It was just, he kicked you out, but that was it. And then, he just said that he didn't like it when other people are kind of like befriending you, whatever. I don't know, dude. I'm not
That's crazy.
But he was just like ranting, but he never said anything about your life, like he was gonna kill you or anything. No.
That's apparently it got worse. Like Antonio and they're trying to dox me because they're gonna find me and
Antonio?
Yeah.
Why?
Christian, what?
Antonio's a good guy too.
I don't think it's such a hard on for you, Christian. Like I feel like you're not getting a control game, David. Like I'm getting threats. Apparently you even don't remove me as soon as I walk into that room. You're dead to that person. You can do that's so ridiculous, bro. Like why are they acting like that towards you?
I don't care. I don't play to those things.
And I said like I've been hours in the Bitcoin room and hearing Christian speak back in the day. Like he never said anything like at all combative.
He said, "Can we get a room title change to Super Friends and Friends for Life?"
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But Gabe, why don't you just let it go? I mean, that's a perpetual room that goes on for 24-hour cycles. It's a you problem, isn't it?
What, the Bitcoin room?
Well, if they're threatening his life, that's more their problem.
No, nobody was saying that. Whoever told you that is bullshitting, because nobody was threatening your life.
I don't know you weren't around the whole time, but dude.
No, I was there for the whole rant, and then I left because it just got quiet on a very weird vibe. So I was just like, oh fuck this! I just went to do my room.
I think it went on for an hour of them being upset. And
No. It was more like 15 minutes, and then the room got very quiet, and people were just starting to avoid talking about it.
Yeah, but I think what Christian's saying,
oh my god, I'm gonna kick you out. The last time you interrupt me, I swear to God, David. So I was there for 15 minutes, and the whole rant happened, and yes, a lot of people jumped in and whatever. And he's like, what's going on? And he got very angry. And then everything got very quiet, and people started trying to change the topic. And that is when it just got a weird vibe, because it felt like people were trying just to deviate the attention from the quietness, and try to put the room back into normal. And that's when I left, because it just felt more authentic, and I was like, oh, I don't want to put up with this vibe. And so I came here to open my room. But it didn't go unless you're talking about some other time that they were talking about it, that's different. But that day, that specific day, it didn't go for 1 hour. Nobody was threatening your life. And whoever is telling you this, just stir the shit. I'm not saying that they might not be giving you true information, but I think that drama, Chris, and so you need to also be smart and not and take it with a pinch of salt everything that people tell you.
I don't really care. No one's gonna hurt me. But it's just, I do find it funny that I have, without even doing anything, I have this much effect on them.
Welcome to the club, gay.
Yeah. I just asked Dave what he's planning for dinner on Wednesday. And, fuck, it's been a month since I got in a beef with this guy, and he still can't let it go.
Well, I think that you guys should try to look for a way of getting along together again. I mean, like, people say things, you say things, he said things.
I haven't said
It's
anything.
like, okay, let's try to be adults. Let's try to be adults and get over it. It's just fucking Clubhouse.
I think Christian is the adult in this history. The other guy is like the infant.
No, David, because so Chris has also done shit or say comments that were meant to jab Jimmy and to trigger Jimmy, and so Jimmy got pissed off, and he was in his right of getting pissed off as well.
Jimmy started.
The problem is that maybe it went a little bit too far to a point where they cannot be in the same room. Well,
That's because they were pushing around him.
but I think you guys should try to sort it out. I mean, like, you both are adults and you both are men, and you're managing this like if you both were two little 8-year-old scout girls.
Okay, but what am I supposed to do at this point? There's nothing I can do.
I
haven't
don't
done
know.
anything.
I mean, let it cool for now,
Yeah, but there's no reason to defend yourself.
and then try to see if through someone you're able to reach out. Like Hodo was saying the other day that they should try to look for a way of getting the two of you together. He was saying this while none of you were in the room. So I mean, like, there are people that would like things to go back to normal. So I think that you should take advantage of those. For example, Hodo, I mean, like, he appreciates you both, and he's appreciated by you both. So you should try to use someone like that. But stop with the stupid drama. It's just annoying.
Yeah, not trying. If Jimmy wanted to talk to you, I'm welcome to, but I don't plan to talk to Jimmy or continue the drama.
Okay, let's just take a deep breath and change the topic of conversation to something more positive vibration.
Well, because that's the only time when we can talk about it, and because he asked that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Chris, don't listen to what everybody tells you, because that'll just get you angrier with Jimmy. You should just let it go, dude. Just let it go. And at some point, try to make peace again. You guys don't need to be friends. You just need to be respectful to each other. That's it.
Got it.
I can't believe this conversation is happening right now. How old are we?
Why?
We've had serious
Why?
conversations about
Why
it.
is it so difficult?
I don't know. My mom told me that, like, when I was 10 years old.
Am I being like a mom?
It's the fact that someone needs to be told that.
Oh, come on. You all need to be told that. Do you want me to remind you of the drama that happened on our side of Clubhouse?
That's right.
This shit happens in every corner of Clubhouse. People are retarded.
I love that there's two Anons in the room, and I'm not one of the Anon.
Really, you're not? Do you feel uncomfortable?
No, I don't. I just like the fact that people want to come in here and listen to this convo anonymously.
But yeah, Abuela, don't you remember when the whole Clubhouse World War happened between conservatives and Alex New York and you and Francia and Kai and Ali? I mean,
Did you say pigs? Yes.
you all are retarded. You all fight. Everyone fights for different reasons every time.
I won't say who, but somebody said it.
First of all, the government and religion are separate.
I think I have I only had my own drama, but it was just like.
I know you say you're not going to let the big guy. I actually stopped midway through the statement.
I've only received dick pics from the gays.
That's pretty straight if I'm not gonna lie.
And it's not theirs. No, I haven't seen yours dicks. But Pussy has sent me dick pics. You have sent me dick pics, and I don't know why you guys send
like, this is a X person. Check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I've never played side against side drama in Clubhouse.
So Issa, do you think
But I always do the same role. Like, don't get me in your fucking shit. And just get into a room, make peace, sort things out, and then come to my room. But don't weaponize me. That's always what I end up telling people. Actually, they understand. I think that if this were Big Brother, I would have won it.
I'll tell you, Big Brother USA is just starting this week.
I would have won Big Brother.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to the world famous Issa Club. This is your super clubhouse friends, hosted by Issa.
Have you ever seen the show The Circle? On Netflix.
It rings a bell, but I don't think I have.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's like a low budget Big Brother, but I'm pretty addicted to it. But people can go in as a catfish. I feel like now that I'm in the non, I feel like I'm a catfish, and it feels like I'm on The Circle sometimes because you can get blocked and stuff like that. That's the whole, I'm just like feel like I'm living that world.
Is it good?
Is it objective to like find the catfish?
But is the circle online or is it
It's on Netflix.
No, but I mean, if it's online, if it's
It's like people in an apartment building. They can't leave their room. They can only interact through text. And so it's just like people trying to not get, blocked. And to basically be like an influencer to the person, I guess, to block people. And they just vote, how popular that person is just every couple days.
It's how do you win?
How many people?
Starts off with 8, and then people get removed and they add people. And they probably go through I would say 12 to 14 characters.
More they get people in an apartment complex.
Yeah, so but they don't get to see each other. They don't get to.
Like I said, so they don't see each other, but they talk to each other, and they're trying to pump themselves up to be something they're not, to get more likes.
Yeah, and to form a line. It's a pretty good show. It's almost like Clubhouse,
But can they sustain the character before they get found out? It's like, wait.
Yeah, they'll be
really
whatever. Yeah. They'll be sometimes you gotta do bake a cake too, right? And so they'll be if it's a chick, and then there's a dude playing a chick, it's might be pretty obvious.
So what happened? Are you saying that Diego?
So do they live in their own apartment?
Are you saying that Diego rage quit?
No, so they have a kitchen and everything.
Yeah, they don't visit each other, right? Yeah, they can only leave to go to their jamming. It's just basically they can't leave. They can't. They have no internet, no nothing.
Yeah, you know what? That'd be funny. They shared one gym, but they couldn't talk. So at one point of the day, they see each other.
They have time slots that they can, each person, so they're separate.
I know, it'd be funny because now you can see everyone what they look like. They can't talk to each other.
I find it really good.
Is anybody here going to the gym today?
Circle, I gotta check it out. How do you win? How's it end?
You go to the gym and break a sweat.
Voted the highest at the end wins 100,000, but sometimes there's a lot of strategic voting too, right? So sometimes not the most popular person wins because people are trying to not vote for the popular person because they're trying to give themselves a better shot.
That's funny. I like that.
So it's all tactics.
I guess I heard people
It's a strategy game, but then also some people play with strategy, some people play just based on
I
their.
got a question I want to ask. David and Gabe, what are the last 2 books that you read?
I don't know, man. It's been like 10 years.
10 years since you read a book. Wow. What about you, David? 10 years plus?
I don't know if to answer that question.
All right, I've confirmed something. Let me put it in my spreadsheet. Please hold.
Okay. This is
right now that it's called in Spanish. I'm reading this in Spanish. It's called Deja de Ser Tú from Joe Dispenza. I think it's like letting go of yourself or something like that. It's called.
So Christian, I got to check out that. Okay, because like I said, multiple people have talked about it, but I've never bothered to watch it. I guess you watch it.
Abuela, what was the last book you read? Or Simon, what was the last book you read?
I started reading Green Lights, which is the book that.
Oh my god! You've been starting to read Green Lights for like a year.
I gave it to my mom, and then she has to give it back to me. So.
Where is it?
It's at her house.
Simon,
so
what
you're
about
not
you?
starting to read Green Lights.
Let's just move on from Abuela here. Simon, what was the last book you read?
Applying color science.
Let's go.
So you studied
Yeah,
the
also
rainbow?
the last book I read. I'll use Simon's answer. Is this Congress guy the guy that tapes the Bitcoin rooms?
Yeah, that's me.
Do you have any stats on which characters your audience likes the best?
I mean, I have my personal favorites and also my personal dislikes, but it's irrelevant.
Tell us.
It really doesn't matter. I mean, I've listened to the Bitcoin Room for years, and I've been recording it for years, and I've even wanted to dedicate specific recording studio time just for the Bitcoin Room because it is one of those 24-hour cycle perpetual rooms, and there's only 3 or 4 of those on this app. But that takes the cake for being probably, I don't know. It's a winner of a room in my opinion.
You get the most views on YouTube?
No, just what people say in there, and then the amount of silence also in the room. I would say that the Free Britney bitch, the trans guy in there who is very vocal. He's one of the best characters. Well, whatever its name is very. Britney's bitch, whatever her name is, his name is. It's she or he is extremely obnoxious sometimes, but there's a lot of super obnoxious people in that room.
Would I be considered
trolling? It's not that people are I want to take it as trolling.
No.
There's a lot of truth in it.
Is the least obnoxious person I know.
Which would you say is your favorite character besides me in that room?
You're like a little nothing in that room compared to the super users in that room.
Well, I don't know actually. I've made my way to the top.
Well, you see,
British title, John.
You're needed desperately in that vacuum of a room as a woman and having a lively voice. You give people so much joy in that depressed room.
Is Fish one of your favorites?
Fish?
I've climbed.
It doesn't matter.
It was a joke, you dude.
I don't really care about.
Who's your favorite character there?
It's not about the individuals. It's about the totality and the collective of the individuals.
I
It is
know,
a
but I
wide
want to know
diversity
who's your
of
favorite
speakers.
character.
Yeah, cut to the head. Is the other big one?
It is not fat British hodl. I think it's the American hodl guy, whatever his name is.
American Hodl, yeah.
Yeah, he's
What
got.
about Dave?
Is it Dave? Is Dave the boring Canadian?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so. Oh, he wins the ultimate prize for super boringness.
Fish is always entertaining. You always says speaking.
But what I don't understand is see that to me, the content to me is more valuable than even the Bitcoin. It's because it's like watching Seinfeld. Clubhouse is like Seinfeld. I mean, it's just this group of people that get together in a house and have their funny
the Bitcoin
discourse.
room has a good dynamic. I like it.
It's also the super cringe when you hear people essentially doing this country club type demeanor, and their lives are in shambles. They're divorced. You can tell they have a lot of anxiety, but they keep projecting this aura of wealth, which is just a ridiculous way to communicate. I mean, it's just so fake and stupid and anti-intellectual,
I do like the conversations about like restaurants and boxes and stuff like that. I love the rich guy hours. You know, it was like things. You know, when they just talk about being rich. I like that. I like listening to it. I also enjoy the conversation of how they don't make.
The morning show is good.
I feel like
when they just exude their dominance over how foolish they are. Love that.
It is really.
When they kick out
Let guys speak.
I feel like they've had the conversation. They don't make good comedies anymore. Probably 130 times. Like they talk about. I don't know if you guys have been in the room, but like that conversation gets done over and over and over.
It's
the same kind of conversation about restaurants. Maybe like that times.
MSDR.
See, that's why it is an interesting thing to record, because when you hear people talk about technical capabilities of like crypto or something versus just this like rich sailor, it's like this weird cult. It does seem like a cult.
I like those guys. I really do enjoy their company.
Which guys do you like usually?
Oh, you always first.
I do find it. You get some people who are like in that room who are kind of actual different opinions, or people who are like have an opinion, and then there's so many of them are just followers and just kind of go where the crowd's taking them. It's very interesting dynamic.
Yeah, there's only three people I like. Obviously Christian, Fish, and Sam. Those are the only three people I like.
Well, it meets the definition of a cognitive disorder room because it's essentially all or nothing thinking, meaning that Bitcoin solves everything. I mean, that is the definition of a cognitive disorder.
But it does.
Well, see, that's not necessarily true. It's also a little bit like when I was a juvenile or young, I wanted to gather information or like secrets on how people are making money so I could clone them. And so you may have like a bunch of stragglers who don't really understand how to create value. I mean, this spam has value and people monetize spam, and that room is just another fucking spam room.
For you, everything is spam, and you're the biggest spammer of all.
I'm not. I'm the biggest recorder of spam.
Yes, you are, dude. Like you are streaming all these stupid conversations on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Like if that's not spamming, then I don't know what it is. You're spamming the internet, you know.
No, I'm recording spam.
More money to upload your nothing content.
Instagram has warned. Instagram is now warning me if I don't have 1,000 followers, they'll no longer let me stream. But from the amount of communication produced by these brains, if people were just to read books and start educating themselves instead of talking all the time, like the IQ would rise. But IQ is not rising amongst the speakers on Clubhouse.
Okay, tell us the truth. Does someone pay you to do this? Is the FBI behind this?
You'll have to talk to Amir and Edward in the Dearborn FBI.
Yeah, I cannot hear his answer.
He's not allowed to answer.
I said you'll have to find out, whether or not the FBI or did you hear? I mean, what happened to it? Because I believe them to be potential terrorists.
Yeah, tell us that we're interested. And everybody shut up.
He got arrested for trespassing.
When?
What?
I don't know, like a week ago or something.
When? But
it had nothing to do with me. I'm just here literally spreading fake news, gossip, misinformation.
Hold on, this report that you was about up here.
It's not really that important.
Yes, to us it is.
He needs nothing silent.
Simon's got to do some color adulteration so he can make enough money to take his beautiful girlfriend to a nice Italian dinner.
Wait, Edmund.
I do make enough.
Edmund, tell the story about Amir, and is it true that he got arrested?
No, I had nothing to do with it. He got arrested for something else, and I don't know how to understand. How does a blind guy manage to do all this?
What? He's not blind. Edward is blind.
Edward is the.
Oh, Amir's not blind.
Blind
Okay,
Amir.
my bad.
I Amir is something.
Amir is just old. He's like 78.
Yeah, I get that. And it's really, I love when Norm comes in and rattles his bones and he has like, you know, his brain starts popping and then he gets exhausted and he says, fucking Norm gave me a headache.
I like it when he takes some speed on and he's like, oh,
So,
you go down there, Norm. You're down there. You time out. Good boy. That's what he says. He's like, cheating on your dog. So stupid.
when did the arrest happen?
I don't know. He said like a week ago he got arrested for trespassing or something.
Oh, so it has nothing to do with the clubhouse then?
No, I'm just harassing them, and I don't think anybody's probably called the FBI on them. But I wouldn't call what I'm doing harassment. I think that just those rooms go long into the night. I mean, I go to sleep and I close my door and keep the AC on, and I just live stream that room for 8 hours. It goes till 6 in the morning, and you know,
How can you stand it?
I don't listen to it. I go to sleep. But what? No, I'm not really. I don't have like those. I don't have anything labeled.
Into the rooms now, so like it'd be nice to.
You mean when Anon is yeah, just follow his YouTube and he streams up there.
No, you should probably just get Anon or get a new account and then get Anon.
Actually, yeah, because when you get Anon, nobody can kick you out.
But you may be blocked, so you probably can't get it. So that's if you get a fresh account.
First, you need to get a new account, and then that account use it only for anonymous.
Yeah, and if you want
that account, with that anonymous account, never go into anybody's profile, like checking their profile.
If they have plus, they can view you. Then they can block you.
If I am blocked by going in the room first and then go Anon, is that?
And Gay, if you wanna, you should start filming the rooms and putting it on YouTube, and then you'll get the double satisfaction. And then, see, this is like next level mindfuckery inside. Do it, try it, live it. I mean, you think.
No, listen, once the people are in, you cannot get in if they're blocking you. But if you upgrade this account, for example, and you become Clubhouse Plus, then you can get in the room early as anonymous, and then they cannot kick you out.
Listen, people have said so many stupid things on this app. If everything that everybody said was chopped up into 15 seconds and you were identified on YouTube or other platforms, it would be so. I mean, some people might like it because they're so vain and egotistical, and they're like, this is exciting because it produces dopamine, but the truth is, if you were to record that Bitcoin room over a 3-month period, people say the most insane, stupid shit in the world that, like, there is this surveillance capital economy to making recordings. But for the most part, it's so stupid. I mean, there's no real intelligence or any high value information being exchanged on this app. What you guys do is what everybody else does, which is you are a couple of cats that bat around a mouse, and then when you get tired of that mouse, you bring up another mouse to bat around. And I'm just trying to like understand communication.
Yeah, you say like it's a wrong thing.
Yeah, it's a format. It's basically a roast, is what it is. This app is nothing but a roast show. And every good room is like this put-down roast show.
And the other day, I was on YouTube watching my podcast and whatever. When I don't hear on Clubhouse, I actually watch it for stuff. And all of a sudden, like an endless video came up, and it was Jeff flopping against you, right? Like saying, yeah, well, anybody that has evidence, we're gonna kick them out and whatever. I was like, what's going on? But you were streaming that room, which was funny because they were plotting against you, but you were listening to them plotting against you.
That's when it gets really fun, is when you're recording people who are like making death threats against you. Like, that's when you've entered the next level of PSYOP, and you have essentially fucked with people's brains. It's fun, and then it's so much fun to record it. And then even dox yourself as well as self-deprecate. Like, that's next level comedy and intelligence. Because I don't really want to have any real enemies in the world. And I feel like there's a deflationary aspect to like being self-deprecating, where it's like you're not a threat because you're totally transparent.
Yeah, I don't mind people making fun of me. I'm self-deprecating. And that has been actually my best shield against everyone in Clubhouse. That's the reason why nobody really triggers me. Or they try, they don't try. I mean, a couple of people have tried, but when they can't, they just stop.
Yeah, I feel like I'm 42. I've heard everything ever that could ever be said, against me or lobbed against me. Like, I've heard it all. Like, there's no new insult where I'm like surprised.
What's the best one?
I mean, being bald, I'm always attacked. Bald is like the first thing people lob at you as an insult. Which is really a very weak.
People who are bald. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like the first thing you can visually attack somebody with. But it's a bad insult because it's like, that's the best you got.
You're literally stating a fact.
No, there's
someone that is has like I asked you before, he didn't answer me. A person with like 25 phones that is all the time recording has such a shitty microphone. Like,
yeah, it's the worst.
It's so crazy. This is such an expensive phone too. I'm so surprised.
It's for. Needs to buy something.
Do you want us to do like a GoFundMe for you?
Yeah, all right, absolutely. Campaign to elect John Kitover.
He works for the FBI. Have you not seen the ID that is going around Clubhouse with a photo of his not FBI, but like an agent or CIA, whatever.
No, but actually though, because if he does work for the FBI, literally, like I can't think of a job that provides like less value.
Well, see, this is the fucked up thing about a country that is plagued with $40 trillion in debt. If I was a federal agent and I wasn't spending money and creating more debt and spending and borrowing for the American people, just coming on here and gathering intelligence would probably be the most patriotic thing I could do.
There's no sign of intelligence,
Honey, you know what? I was thinking about you the whole weekend. Because I enrolled in an AI course. It's just like a very intense one. I did like 7 hours on Friday and 10 hours on Saturday.
What do they teach?
And oh my god, now I know how to do agents and apps and design and share. And they taught me like 20 platforms. Like I am excited now.
She's gonna reteach it to us.
Well, it was like all in all, I think it was like 20 hours, 10 on Saturday and then 5 and 5. But I didn't take yesterday's one because I had to go to a football match.
See, Daniel, I wanted to tell you.
Nothing. Well, usually they charge like $400, but I got a code, so I joined for free. But I get that a lot of people join for free, but it's one of these type of courses, where they kind of like teach you a next level course where they actually teach you to code and kind of like more stuff. But with what I learned this weekend, I think it was like already a lot because it brought like my head to a next level.
It was live or recorded?
I don't know. It felt like it was live because the guy was talking about like, tomorrow, and he would say the date, and things like this. So I think that it was live. They were recording it, but they don't provide you with the recording. So they're doing it very smartly. And so part of their sales pitch was the future is going to be of those that are, of course, that have AI skills, but also management skills. And so they kind of like sell you a program where they have like a mini MBA so they can teach you management skills, in finance and operations and all of this kind of stuff so that you get knowledgeable, let's say, in the corporate world, but also teach you the AI side. So I don't know. It was good. I thought it was good.
Interesting. What platform was it?
It's called outskill.com. Yeah, like I learned a few things, a lot of things. Probably like of Yeah, I got a lot of stuff written. I got the different apps that we were using. I can send you the list. The last 3 hours, I just screen recorded them because it was like US time, like East Coast time. And so it lasted until like 2 a.m. or so. So I gave up at like 9. And then I recorded the last 3 hours or so. Or 4. And I have to watch those still. But yeah, it's good. And they show you also how to monetize it and how they use it. And these guys have got like 800,000 followers, in Instagram, or 1.2 million in LinkedIn and stuff like that. It's like they actually use AI in order to run their business. They're Indian. They're so freaking smart. It was just hard to put up with the
Caleb,
that was the most difficult.
I want to ask Caleb a question. Caleb, how do you think AI compares to the Torah?
Not even close to as good.
Why would it compare to the Torah?
Because you're talking about intelligence, and what do you think wisdom is?
AI is about processing intelligence. It's not that it's intelligent in its own. You give it knowledge and it processes it like really nicely.
Well, what I'm trying to point
out.
out.
Because I did last thing to Daniel. So the course that they're studying is like $3,000, but they give you access, like 1 year access to like 15 subscriptions as well of all the different tools. So when you saw, and I did this exercise, when you saw what each of these, just like Claude and ChatGPT and so on, when you saw what each of these costs per year, it's actually close to 3,000. So for 3,000, you're getting access to all of these apps for 1 year, and the knowledge and whatever else they give you. So it was good.
Yeah, it sounds like you're almost a sales lady for them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't buy the next course, but I actually was thinking about like the whole structure, how they're structuring it, because I think that it could be inspiring for a business idea. And so I was trying to break it down, and I think that they did it very, very well.
Nice.
And if you look at their website, it's also very professional, very well done, very
just looking.
all done, of course, with AI. I learned also how to do presentations in PowerPoint with AI, but like proper, cool, nice presentations.
Ponzi scam.
Welcome to the 21st century.
I know, you and I have been talking about this for a long time, but I have never really made the jump. And this weekend I was like, yeah, I have to give it a try.
I don't know, my slide deck skills are pretty on point. I don't know if I actually wrote me.
Well, how long does it take you to make it?
Well, we have already a template that we use for our.
How long does it take you to make that?
With the template.
With the template? Maybe half an hour at the most.
Half an hour, 20 slides? Like 1 minute a slide?
No, it depends how big the deal is. It gets complicated.
So, it's still
but yeah, these slides determine a couple $100,000 to $1 million deal, So
exactly, and these things, what if these could do it for you in 10 minutes?
I'd rather have the person who starts when it involves MS-20. I mean, if I was going to do a presentation for, to convince my parents to do something, maybe, okay.
Yeah, well, this is the proof that you don't get it, that you don't understand, because what I saw over the weekend was a proper, full-on sales pitch and for fundraising. It was amazing, and it was really good with graphs, with analysis, with financial projections, with everything. It was mind blowing.
Well, no offense, Caesar, but you haven't seen one of my decks.
No offense, David, but I have worked with private equity worth 150 billion. So yeah, I have seen. Very good.
No offense, but we do. I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, so was the deck.
Do you have a big deck?
I mean, the was very like, that was like 25 pages. 30 slides.
Can you send us a text pic?
With all due respect,
Yeah.
David, like I said earlier, you're an 8-year-old with Down syndrome.
I'll send Christian when I can need to tell you.
Daniel, I also learned how to do, and I didn't know it, and this was probably basic, but how to do a screenshot, but of the whole website.
So like a scrolling one? Like a scrolling one?
Yeah, like scraping the whole website, so you take one screenshot.
Yeah, I have an app for this.
Is this our Nathan?
Nathan for you.
Is this Jewish Nathan? Anyway, so yeah, it was a really cool course. I think, he's not our Nathan.
No, he has abandoned Clown House and gone onto far greener pastures.
Yeah, he's in, what is it called?
He says, ew.
Oculus.
He says, ew, gross. You still talk to those people?
Who, Oculus?
Nathan.
Who is those people?
I think he's talking about Clown House people.
Did you ever look to this AI course stuff?
Yeah, going to Outskills.
$300.
It's what?
I'm saying for $300, man. $7,000. We can pass it $1,000.
Can you give me my friend's name?
You can see all of it in outskills.com, but I will send you the link that I used in order to register. Maybe it still works. I don't know. It was like a code for registration, or maybe, I don't know, as soon as I see a new one, because I got it by accident. I was watching, I think I was watching a podcast, but I was watching Giffen. What's his name? Constantine Giffen. And they have a code there. Yeah. Oh my God! Did you guys see the interview with Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes?
No. Why would I?
Because they're saying outrageous things, but I haven't found the full interview because that bitch is charging to watch the interview. But I want to watch it all because it's outrageous, everything that they're saying.
How did you become popular, Owens?
She's black.
So black was third of it, I guess. That's true.
No, but she's very good when it comes to race things, and she's super good.
Right? There's a girl in Amersville called Wednesday, and there's someone told that she's racist.
How do you kill white you and make you racist?
I don't think you're racist.
But isn't that
I saw some of.
People have like a definition of racism where they have to be in a position of power to be racist?
Yeah, the oppressed versus the oppressor, yeah. But that's
She's an American.
I can tell you some of what's.
She's in a position of power.
That's it. If you're an American, then you already have a position of power.
Exactly.
These people say, what Chris is saying is that these people say that you only can be racist if you're in a position of power and you can discriminate on others. Therefore, black people cannot be racist because they don't hold positions of power, so they don't have influence and power on others.
So I can be racist from Arabs if I don't have power on them?
No, you can't.
A poor white person living in the United States has more power than like poor
She's an American.
living in Siberia or something. Yeah.
She's
We
an
don't
American.
You have power on the Gaza.
I'm a human being. I have power over this entire body.
No. Can I
So
say
Daniel,
something?
you must be hearing that. Daniel.
That's true. It's such a weird thing. I didn't know it was weird. I thought she said it. I started laughing. I thought it was the dumbest thing I ever heard.
No, it's just shit they made up lately to make it okay to be racist towards white people.
So the
Exactly,
Candace.
because you don't have power. And the trick to this, it's like you position yourself in a lower position. So it's like, oh,
So the Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes interview is basically Nick Fuentes saying that his life is and was and will always be destroyed because he is accurately calling out Jews or Israel for a whole litany of crimes against humanity, etc. So, and Candace just sits there because really this is like, it is insane, but it is what it is. It's content. But Americans that do have bigoted and insane opinions about Israel or Jews do find her very appealing. But she is anti-woke and anti-liberal for a long time, and so she's basically a conservative darling.
I like her, but when it comes to Jews, I like her so much. When it comes to Jews, she just goes full on retard because she just chooses to believe every single thing that goes against the Jews without even making her effort of doing research like she does for other topics.
But you think people can be half retards? You think people can be half retards?
No, but she's very good at the other stuff. Actually, you know what? She just got right on something. Remember that documentary she did on the First Lady of France?
Yeah.
The first man in France.
Piers Morgan said she's absolutely a woman.
She did
She's allegedly a woman.
She did all hold on. She did all these research, and the government of France, she received threats that they were gonna sue her, and she was like, okay, let's go, like sue me. If I am wrong, then sue me. If I'm saying lies, sue me. So they sued her, and she won in court because apparently the first lady is actually a man.
That's right. That's what I was saying.
So she won in court. She was able to prove that the wife of Macron is actually a man.
So does that mean that our Michelle Obama is also a man?
No way. Sorry.
Simon, I like that story better.
Is there such a thing as a global trans cult?
The journalists basically so they went to jail for a year, number one, and number two was she was suing them for defamation, and what actually they won was the right to be able to say what they were saying. Not that they proved that she was a man.
Yeah, but they were suing for defamation, and when you're suing for defamation, it's because you're saying that they're telling lies about you.
No.
So the court decided that those were not lies.
No, that's not what the court decided.
Oh my God, I'm gonna look for that.
Yeah, that's not really makes sense.
Simon's right. Yeah, as much as I like your story makes sense.
Yeah, I also like your story better, but I don't think it's true.
It's a story.
Let me see, court case.
Like, I wish that it was true, but
yeah, no,
I heard that
conspiracy theorists and she's still a retard.
I heard that France is now like gonna let Palestinian refugees enter, something like this.
Yeah.
Some court decided something like this.
Yeah, R.I.P. France.
That's what France needs more migrants. Yeah.
The thing is that we need to close the borders around France if they're doing this.
Good luck with that. Walk around Paris. There's more brown people than are Parisians.
Yeah, I'm saying finally a Muslim country that is allowing Palestinian refugees to go into it.
They're gonna be war again.
Yeah, I mean, France, give France like 10 years, it's going to be Muslim majority. Watch.
Yeah. I don't know. You told me that everyone is wrong, but right now that was a good one.
That's right. And I think that the France can act as a cautionary tale for the rest of the countries. Maybe they can even give like the French Riviera for the Palestinians to have like their own self-determination.
No. Wait.
Have you been to Marseille recently? Like Marseille, there's a lot of
Nobody cares about your trips, David.
Yeah,
no, it was not.
So wait, when did this happen?
I didn't investigate too much, but what I read like very likely that the some court decided on a case of a Palestinian refugee that they should be allowed in, and now it's like kind of like a precedent.
that basically allows any Palestinian refugee. I didn't go into the details, to be honest. I read it as a headline.
When is it going to be over? Like, they cannot allow more Muslims in Europe. Like, did you see what's happening in Spain? Like, how they're doing now?
If they're saying like we should be a Palestinian state and we support the Palestinian, we are there, so like act on it. Like just open your borders if you really support
No,
it.
because they're next to me.
Yeah, you should close your borders, by the way. Yes.
The UK is getting a little bit more vocal against Muslims. Spain is also getting Nordics is also creating new immigration policies. Austria, fucking hell, Austria is closing the borders.
The UK just voted in the most radical, like, political party.
And New York also is doing the same. New York is not New York. The United States is also like every time you have more like radicals that are part of the like local or like
New York,
like local governance.
California.
Look at Miami.
Catching up to
Exactly.
Miami is entire here. Well, fuck, I'd say even worse than you guys.
Whenever would you have thought that New York was ever going to have a Muslim socialist, well, communist actually, as the mayor?
You could definitely look at the trends. I mean, it's the logical conclusion of leftism at this point.
Well, if you think about the mayor of Brooklyn, like we did not think we were going to have like economists. That was like something that you could.
That's because the Brits are fucking retards. I mean,
it's true, but that's you bitch fine on that point.
Sort of.
Remember, it was the British Empire.
Until they got cut by America.
Another thing you guys have to watch. Sorry, because it's like very unrelated. But the Daily Wire did an interview between Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, and Bibi Netanyahu, and they're like having lunch at a restaurant or having coffee or whatever, and they're speaking about the whole thing with Israel. I started watching it, but I couldn't stay awake, so I need to watch it.
It's not an old one though. Ben Shapiro just did one like last week with Netanyahu.
Yeah, but they did a joint one. It was Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, and Netanyahu.
No, but
I want to hear what they gotta say. Huh?
It's not an old one. Didn't they do that last year?
No, I think it's this year. Let's see.
Wait, Issa, so was Simon right about Miss Macron or Mr. Macron?
They Macron.
He was right, Issa?
No, it's not right.
I think too, man, when he's right.
I'm definitely right. That's the default.
Actually, you're right about this.
Let's go.
This is like a year ago, then. 2 years ago. It's 2022. I thought it was recent. Oh my god. Then I was almost a
He's from Sicily, and his family's from Sicily. He was with super fish. But if you mean, I never had time to spend with my grandfather or great-grandfather, who was at the time still alive, when he made the decision to go black. We have never been able to put our feet under their table. We've been called all kind of things. You guys think you get called some dumb shit? Them fucking racist Italians, they call us all kind of monkeys and animals and all kind of shit. He's never been back to his family for
Lisa, let me tell you this. For 3 days, we hosted in the wood. We hosted an African room, right, where we had an African American conversation. I would say 70% of that room was actually African. Mostly the main mods were African American. The rest of the room, they piled in there and they stayed in there like that. That room ran for days, and we were able to have a discussion. And some of them would say a lot of things like that. Some of them were covered for, but a lot of them would come back with the same racial rhetoric. We want to make sure that they understand that we're African when we're in the United States, that we're not African American because we're different. Yeah, they were very, very clear on making that distinction because they feel like they're scared of us.
No. It's not about that.
They said it. those green-eyed Panamanians. Those are pretty girls, but it's a lot of dark hair, light hair, both two sides, and the blacks are just like blacks over there.
Yeah, I'm not happy as hell. Am I not coming through this? That is fucking over me. And I'm feeling like y'all being mad disrespectful. Is that what's happening? Yeah, just being disrespectful.
I'm gonna give you some work.
Yeah, that's been a break. Okay. Because I know I'm not Panamanians.
I'm broke and need some work.
Okay. I have very close family members or friends that are like family members that are from Panama. Okay? And I've heard that.
I've been to Panama. I've been here multiple times.
I'm telling you that.
I don't know shit about Panama. It's like I hear you with the name, Patty. Like, what the hell is that? Weird ass red meat. Yeah, I'm 9 years old here. Like, what the hell? This is hell. Now, Patty be a race.
Trying to act like he wasn't part of them. No, he would. I was like, nigga, you talking to me?
Nah, you
Oh, he would be like the black. So I was like,
but Patty, this is the one thing I have noticed in visiting Panama, which I've done multiple times, right? Way more than multiple doesn't even fit, but there's a distinct difference between the light-skinned Panamanians and the dark-skinned Panamanians. Very distinct. The light-skinned think they're white adjacent, the same way the Hispanics think they're white adjacent. They look down on the Latinos or the darker blacks, right? Like my father is dark, his father was dark, his mother was dark, right? So they're from a different aspect. They're treated like the blacks are treated here over there. Like that same dynamic between the light skin and the black skin. I'm not making up any of this.
every Friday he was black skin and he acted like
Weird, you're right. He's a fucking weirdo. And I'm on board with you. He's a weirdo. The first thing my dad taught me was you're black. Like, period, you're black. Now, if people ask you about it, you can't tell them you're black.
And the point is that people that come from other country, sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes they have like this preconceived notion about Black American people. So that could be your people, Gemini, that could be an African, that could be a fucking Brit, it could be anybody from anywhere. It's called having preconceived notions. And that applies to everybody all over the world.
I have to get the baby kind of donation set up to
Dude, yeah, and finally, too, when they say, oh, they think they're better, any constant that's saying somebody is thinking that they're better than somebody else, dude. Japan thinks that they're better, China thinks that they're better, Korea thinks that they're better, Germans think that they're better, British people think that they're better, Northern Italians think that they're better than Southern Italians. Everybody's thinking that they're better than one another. Everybody.
Can I add to what you just said? First of all, that's true. That's true. Even in you go locally to towns, Compton is. They think Compton's worse than Westchester. But what I'm saying to you is that everybody on the planet thinks they're better than Black Americans. Everybody on the fucking planet. For some reason, why are we the mutts? I don't understand it. Why is this so much? I don't know what to call it. Angst against African Americans all over the world. What is going on? What did you guys do? What did you guys do to fucking?
Because of the marketing, it's the marketing of slavery. That's the only reason why. Yeah. The branding and marketing of slavery put that stain on it, and everybody sees us through the white gaze.
Slaves of history, though.
But you know what? There's a constant stream of like every day our minds consuming data, right? Like we have a mental diet that we consume. We don't ever think about it. We're always concerned with our physical diet, but our mental diet is equally important because the mind controls the body, right? And one of the things they've done effectively, they being whoever isn't Black in my opinion, is control a very strong rhetoric in a way that we're supposed to be animals, like TC came in yelling about animalistic, naive, short-sighted, lazy, not goal-driven, not overly materialistic. I'm talking about these random like memes and things that we take for granted.
Anthony said that.
No. I'm saying that this is a constant stream of rhetoric and propaganda that's that's put out about African Americans on a regular basis, and it's got to the point where it's almost taken for granted because it's been fed to us so much that we're programmed to believe that we comply to the white man's beauty standards, to the white man's agenda, and a lot of us, that's where the coons, like the king coons, are the weak-minded because they will really start complying and they just want to be white adjacent because they look down on their own kind, right? And that's that we see some of the evidence of that on this app, but I think that we don't really realize like the power of relentless rhetoric that's posed as like a meme or a joke, and you like and you comment because it's kind of funny, but you start realizing that they're trying to make it sound like there's so much truth in that people will start taking that for granted, and that becomes just like your subconscious now, like that's your default, that's your baseline, that's how you look at your own kind. That's why you will have a TC run on the app talking about, oh my god, we are animals, fuck, I didn't know that. It was already implanted, and now he's feeling like it was substantiated by one random event while he's with his Mexican friends, and not some huge friends very likely, but you get what I'm saying. Propaganda is powerful.
What exactly did TC say? I wasn't
Propaganda. What he said? What you want to say, Lisa?
Okay, so he was in the car with his Mexican friends. They took a shortcut through what he considered to be a bad area, which is also very questionable to me. What the fuck is a bad area? And then they witnessed an assault happening between a group of people who happen to be of color. And the person in the car with TC, instead of them calling the police, they start filming it like we all do, but I would have called the police. He said that the friends in the car called them animals.
They said milalos animales. That's what he said. He said specifically, which means look at the animals.
So instead of TC immediately correcting the shit off these motherfuckers, God said, what you said? It would have been on in that fucking car. Now, you're not going to sit up there and call my people animals. I swear to God, I don't give a fuck what's going on. And then call the police so the woman being assaulted. Yeah, I don't play like that. I have friends. I have Jewish friends. We go to Shabbat. I have Mexican friends. It don't matter to me. I don't be doing that shit. If I rock with you, I rock with you. I don't care what you look like until you say something stupid, and then it's done. If you're just trying to be my best friend because I'm black or whatever, and you probably said some dumb shit on the outside and I find out about it, you're done. You're cooked. I don't do that kind of shit because I really appreciate you for who you are, what you have to offer, what's coming out your mouth, your intelligence, your morality. That's what I'm looking for. But when I find out you got some undercover racism or prejudice or whatever the fuck is going on with you, you're done. You're cooked. So
we on the same thing. Go ahead, bring it back to TC.
He was wrong. He thought instead of him doing a grown ass man with children, a businessman, a responsible man, and says he goes to church. He didn't quote Bible verses. He don't film it and then get on Clubhouse and say, "Oh look." No.
You missed a very valid point. He said his response to them saying milalos animales is from me, right? Look at the animals. He's like, man, I couldn't say nothing. I had to agree.
That's right.
And that moment I realized we were animals. Like, what was I supposed to do? That part right there. Because that's the part that I'm saying. I'm hyper-focused on that because that's the part that really pissed me off. Like, that's the point where you realize we are animals. Because the Mexicans said that about your fucking people fighting. Like, Mexicans don't fight. Like, there's not Mexican gangs. Like,
Asians be fighting.
White people fight, Asians fight, Mexicans fight, blacks fight. That doesn't make you animals.
What you should have said in Spanish is, they're just one saying, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. That right there isolates that to say, hey, maybe those are people that grew up around violent people, and so that's how they reacted, right? That's what you can say. There's a very Spanish saying, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. And it's so
that's like
that's all he could have said.
Fly together.
No, Patty, he got mad at me because when I came off mic, I was like, man, I can't believe that you allowed them to call your own people animals right in front of you. Like, you would have one of the police voices. Bruh, why you got that energy for me when you don't have none for them when they're in the same car with you clowning your race in front of your fucking face? Because they know you pussy. But they don't they can say that in front of you, right?
Magical unicorn. You're not part too, though. The bachelor nigga part. You're not into, like lounge places like personally building, and I can move with everybody, I can connect with everybody. It might be like a bachelor nigga too, so. That's weird. Somebody say shit about her.
My daughter has gone to school with Asians, she's gone to school with Arabs, our British kids. You know what she told me? That they use that word nigga, like they'll like repeat rap songs and use the word. And she was like telling me one day, I was in class, and he was like, yo, what up, my nigga?
She's good. You know, he's from Papa.
My daughter, when they used to say that nigga shit, they were like, used to go crazy. She was like, they lost their parents. I don't even say that word, and I'm black. I was like, she said she didn't like it. She started to break them, but it was like normal. That was normal. Like, yo, what up, my nigga? And I'm talking about British kids, right? She went to a British American school. She went to an Asian school.
They did that, we did stuff. No, y'all do that shit. I'm not gonna let y'all slide. Because you call these other niggas all day. I hate that shit. I'm in Costco and Hispanic people are in the parking lot closing my dress.
Mixed, I asked Caleb earlier, how do you compare AI to Toyra? And he says it doesn't even compare. So why do you think Toyra is so much superior and powerful when compared to AI?
I mean, I would say that about probably a lot of great works of literature are superior to AI. AI is a tool.
That's what I was trying to tell him. AI is a processor. Toyra is a knowledge.
You're like asking me what's better, a hammer or a carpenter, right? It's like a weird mix. Like, yeah, the AI can put together a bunch of text real fast. It can't write Shakespeare. It can't write Plato. It can't write, I don't know, my favorite author, Hemingway. It can't write, what is it?
Well, it can now because you give him the knowledge and information.
No, we're not giving him anything. He's copying us. If you're impressed by AI, you're impressed by yourself. You're a narcissist. It's a tool. You're like taking.
That's what I'm saying with that. I'm agreeing with you.
So you're saying it's downstream?
Yeah.
Now listen. If they achieve like a greater level of intelligence, like a superior intelligence, rather than just an amalgamator of human intelligence, that could be something. That would be a superior intelligence, and we haven't really crossed that threshold yet. We're just making pretty bots that make a bunch of words real fast.
So let me ask you this question. When people say the now is all important, do you think that the now is a compression of the past and the future?
No. I think that it's more that the past and the future don't exist, and the now is the only thing that does.
Okay, so if the now is the only thing that does exist, was the Toyra written now and was the Constitution written now?
The Torah was written before the creation of the world.
But it is still valid now.
Yeah, no, it's valid as long as there are human beings alive and literate.
So what do you mean when you say that the Toyra was written before the creation of the world?
Oh, that's a good question. It's discussed in the Mishnah. The rabbis specifically discussed that. They said what they mean by it is that the Torah is not a superimposed self-help book constructed by a guru or even multiple gurus and councils and generations of wisdom. They're saying it's not that. It is from the nature of man. They're saying that by your nature as a human, this book has value to you. That's what it means that it's innate in the universe. And it only has value to you as a human in this universe. It's a book for how humans live here, that humans can read here. That's what it's for.
So is it just a self-development tool?
For humans.
Right. So, I mean, a lot of people say that people can't change, but don't you think that the programming in the Toyra can essentially help people do self-development, but people are too lazy to read books nowadays?
Says that people don't change, just doesn't want to change.
I mean, have
you
you...
guys know that 335 grams of watermelon has only 100 calories?
I mean, who doesn't know that?
Well, it's mostly water, right, Issa?
Right?
And what's water made out of, everybody?
But it's
Two
very
hydrogen molecules and one oxygen molecule. So, is there like a mystical approach to Judaism that all these Jew haters are missing?
Yeah, it's tons of mysticism in Judaism.
So why don't they acknowledge it or even recognize the mysticism in their own religion?
It's like asking Simon. He's not a Jewish hater, but he's missing all of it because he's an atheist.
Simon is a pragmatist.
You're asking why don't the Jews today talk much about their mysticism?
No, I'm saying that all the Jew haters, like Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes, are never going to discuss the mysticism in their own fucking religion.
Yeah, they won't do that because that would make them hypocrites. But I don't think they even are aware of mysticism in Judaism. It's kind of hush-hush.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like...
Well, they claim to be because they say Christ is king. And they claim to be like very introspective and Jesus or God-like people.
No, they're hyper-polarized political people. What I'm saying is when you look at your average Orthodox Hasidic Jew, you don't associate them with being hippies. But if you listen to Notori Karta, they're actually very much like peacenik hippies.
Like, there's these like Hasidic raves. They're like breast lovers, but they're also like these people breaking out of like Skver and have you heard about this? They all take mushrooms and LSD and trip out like as I've never heard of that like specifically, but like, you know, I'm in Muncie, I've seen plenty of Hasidim wander around, you know? Yeah, for sure.
I have eaten 340 calories today. I don't feel hungry.
But don't you think that...
I don't know what's going on with me because I've been like this for like, I don't know, a few days, and I think it's the heat. Maybe it's too hot.
Or maybe it's keto.
You know, are you doing enough breathing and stretching? It's so important to breathe and stretch.
Yeah, I know. I do every day.
You should do it twice a day.
No, you know,
I've given up my cheesecake for watermelon.
Watermelon cheesecake?
Don't add cheese and no donut cake.
Constantly, like it's so hot out here, you just eat watermelon all day long.
So I wanted to ask...
Yeah, it's so good for you.
wanted to ask one more question about the mystical Hasidim. Do you think it's like a fine balance, you know, in like Israel between mystic Orthodox Jews and secular nationalist soldiers? I mean, I like the mix. But I don't know. I did read in the news that they're like calling up 50,000 Orthodox Jews in Israel to service.
Well, they're trying to. Turns out
50,000.
They're trying to, but you think they'll just like get arrested and fined?
Let the party, dude. The coalition is dead. Stephen will be out.
The thing is that those ones are already out, and now stopping them or canceling them is even as big a step than not issuing them in the first place. You don't have any legal basis to cancel them. You could postpone not issuing them. You understand what I'm saying? But now that they're out, it will be really hard to just cancel them.
You mean cancel the orders?
Yeah, the drafting orders. Until now, basically, every time they kind of like extended the not requirement to send them. But once they were issued, it's like I issue you like a ticket, okay? It's for a drive day. If I don't issue it, nothing happens. But if I issue it now to cancel it, it's a much bigger legal issue that they need to deal release them. And legally, yeah.
Well, what can be done to incentivize these young people to go join the army? I mean, they can surely be incentivized.
Either buy a different mic or buy a different mic. Like, make your own choices.
I don't know, man. You can apparently hear at least some of the things I'm saying.
Yeah, but probably not. You know, kind of combine it together.
Who sounds worse, me or Simon?
You. Can't you just, I don't know, disconnect the headphones that you have or connect the headphones if you don't have, I don't know, do something? No. I guess not.
Anyways, welcome back everybody to Super Clubhouse Friends, organized by the superstar Isa Watermelon de Guatemala.
This is the afternoon program. So yes, I see that basically.
Oh, my AI campaign strategist is here.
A French court decision will basically make any Palestinian eligible for asylum in France.
Oh, yeah, well, that's shit. I don't want Palestinians in my border. You know, yesterday I walked at 2 a.m. for 45 minutes. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had Muslims around.
Okay, is this mic better?
Yes.
You try to interrupt someone talking to see if it works. Talk over me.
How much was that AI program? $3.95?
No, it works.
Now we can just ignore you regularly.
So I was asking, how can the Israeli government incentivize the 50,000 Orthodox Jews to join the IDF?
They don't even have they sent them a drafting order. The incentive is like you want to stay out of jail. You want to get a driving license. You want to be able to leave the country. Stuff like this. This is the incentive.
If there wasn't a draft in Israel, how many people do you think would actually join the army to fight?
Many. I don't know how many exactly.
Many who would be, I mean, it's basically the makeup of the army now, but it would be for Mizrahim, and it's elite religious Zionists.
That's who join the army. No, I think you're talking about a very short sector of like the army. The army has many units with many different positions and different places for different people and different capabilities, let's say.
Well, that's true.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about because you're talking about the fighters, basically, the frontliners.
Yeah, like that, you know, for poor Mizrahim, it's a social mobility thing. For religious Zionists, it's, you know, religious.
But you know, for example, the Air Force is different.
Yeah.
Or the pilots are different. They are playing a significant part in every war. So, but in general, I think that many would go, like the majority of who's being drafted right now. There are very few people that kind of try to leave the army. If you really want, you can leave the army.
Right. Like, in principle, I'm completely opposed to the draft.
Really? Why?
You're opposed to everything.
Actually, it's a really great thing in many ways. First of all, it creates like a melting pot for the Israeli society.
Right.
You know, we each come from a different neighborhood, a different background, and sometimes you will live like in a very similar socioeconomic, even racial or ethnic. And
You mean it socializes people?
Everybody's equal, and people that you would never meet become to your brother. Second of all, at a very early age, you learn the sense of responsibility, accountability, transparency. It matures you, and I do see this. So when I was right after the army, I went to LA, and I went to one of the colleges there for a party, and I saw people that were my age, and they acted like they were 17-year-olds.
Right.
And I was 22. And the
stopped up.
I'm not disparaging. So I'm not disparaging like the actual benefits of like what like the military actually provides. I think that's undisputable. But like I'm simply saying in terms of like a freedom sense.
Yeah, of course.
Like
this is I can tell you that I'm talking about specifically about the IDF, and we live in a reality that our army is not like the United States. People like thank you for the service and stuff like this because you're actually volunteering. This is the army of the people. Like we are all participating in this project or in this notion of Zionism or Israel of maintaining it.
The army is part of the social contract of Israel.
Exactly. Social contract. If you don't, I think that you are talking from a place of privilege, of not needing it.
He's so far away from Hashem.
No, I'm not saying privilege is bad thing, by the way.
He doesn't love God. This boy's an atheist.
Like Switzerland and like I don't know, like the Netherlands, everything is quiet and boring and no one will attack you. Like no one wants to go to the army. But as it's a necessity and we understand the necessity, taking part of it is meaningful. It has a meaning, like a strong meaning.
But that's why I'm asking, like how many people do you think would actually join the army if there was no draft?
I think
because they are really committed to actually you can see that when authorities happened, a lot of people enlisted in order to help Israel, and not only people in Israel, but Jews around the world.
Yep. When people stop their vacations, people would go on trips to like I don't know, like the Far East, like they were coming in for a year, and they would stop and come back. And by the way, from all ages, there were like people 70-year-old that like went into the car and started doing stuff. And also I would say when there was like the country that comes back. Like a week to kind of understand what's going on. Everything that was done was by civilians from making sure that soldiers have food. And even like buses for driving them because it was Shabbat. The buses don't work on Shabbat and until the government anyway, like those operations, including renovating like houses and providing furniture for the people. Everybody like contributed. There were like about 100 restaurants in Tel Aviv that every day made like thousands of meals, and then another group of people take those meals to the north and to the south. It was an amazing operation.
They had more people than they could actually manage. They were actually rejecting people because there were too many people trying to fight for Israel. So there's your answer, Simon. People in Israel, it's like a different thing. And I'm hearing from people that go to Israel, I've never been, they say that when you are like walking or speaking to people, like you breathe really like that love they have for their country and for what they have built there. They're really very patriotic, and more than patriotic, it's about their house, it's about their survival, and you can actually feel that they.
Simon, you need the draft because it's political.
It's like paying taxes, okay? It's like paying taxes.
No, it's not.
It's political. It's political. It's political.
You contribute or you participate part of your time or part of your wealth for the country.
Yeah, but it's actually that example because they are forced upon you. That would be a good position for Simon.
The draft is political.
Is more comparable to public education. Yes, it is. Yes, in terms of the effects it has on society. Whoa, slow down. It means that everyone thinks the same way. There's a rubric. There's a regimen that everyone gets.
It's a casting. It's a conditioning. It's sociological.
In Israel, they make sure all of the Israelis understand how to be Israeli by having the same educational regime. And part of that is working together as a team to defend the home front.
Teamwork. There's no I in teamwork.
How does the American school system teach that?
Well, it doesn't anymore, but it used to teach civics. It used to teach civics. It used to teach patriotism and things of that nature. And we used to have a draft, which is way, way worse. See, America is in a position of privilege where we are safe enough, we are secure enough, we are advanced enough in our military that we can just like select of our group that we have is professional military. Professional, these are wishes to have a professional military. Professional militaries are way more dangerous than drafted militaries. But in terms of like the effects of social cohesion, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Army. Nice to have everything. Maintaining the state.
Good morning. My name's Bond. James Bond.
The Israeli Supreme Court rules that the chief rabbinate has to allow women to take the state Levitical tests as men.
There's not fights.
It's political. Everything is political.
So Socrates said.
He also said that I'm the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing.
Just to be clear, so you guys do believe in a draft, though?
Yeah.
Yes, I generally like a Pilsner, ice cold in a cold mug.
So why do you want a draft?
Because of the population civilization.
It's out of necessity right now.
Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. I can understand, for example, like this is why I don't call myself a Zionist, because I don't want like some ethno state based on Judaism. But I can understand the necessity of that type of state arising when like everyone is just against you. And I can understand out of necessity.
Simon, it's social conditioning. It's the government is taking action because they know that they have to re-educate these people and get them prepared for the future and integrate the society.
More than that, every society knows they need to integrate their existing citizenship and future citizenship into the existing state apparatus. That's why they educate them. It used to be worse. They used to say, if you weren't born here, you didn't come from here, your ancestors didn't come here, you don't belong here. They changed it up a bit. But they still need a baseline of agreement amongst Americans. Even though we want liberty, we want everyone going in their own crazy direction, we need to be able to communicate with each other. That's why every single state since the dawn of man has been founded upon an indoctrination campaign to get the citizens on board with the state apparatus. Every single one without exception.
I think the biggest difference in terms of like what's actually happening now is that the immigration policies that we have are completely irrational. I think to make it, if you have like, I really like the position that immigration is a right. So you can go to a country, you can educate yourself, you can go freely to work, educate, buy a home, raise a family, whatever. But just don't make these people citizens. Like, make it as difficult as possible for people to actually.
Welcome to Simon's world, Simon's preferred world. Simon, we're trying to discuss reality, Simon. That's what good communication is. We accurately describe the situation. You want things to be your way, but unfortunately, you're denying reality.
I'm not denying reality. I'm saying there's a better foot forward. Like, everyone just talks about doing nonsense. Like, you can't actually, in fact, I'm saying, hey, like, what's your actual position? That's why I said your actual position that you believe in a draft. I'm saying I don't believe in it. I understand the necessity for one at this very moment. But in principle, what's your actual position in yourselves? And you're still saying, yeah, in principle, I still believe in a draft. Okay, well, I just don't. I disagree with that.
Okay, I'll say this differently. It is my opinion that if a state finds itself in a position of warfare, then everyone who is a beneficiary of the peace and security that state apparatus is designed to provide has an obligation upon themselves
respect ratio, because regardless of if there was a draft or not, I do think that there'd be enough people to actually volunteer to go and defend its principles that they live by, just as much as I think Americans would as well. And that's why I have such respect for America, because even though there's no draft, there's still a group of people who dedicate their lives to defending it. And if push comes to shove, if there had to have been one country I'd die for, I would definitely, do that for America. Because I do think it's the only country on the planet worth fighting for its values.
You would die for America, Simon?
I would.
Wow! You know, part of surviving is making the other person die, Simon.
I'm reminded of it was General Patton. He said, no poor son of a bitch ever won a war by dying for his country. He won a war by making the other bastard die for his.
It's called winning. But I don't agree with the draft in principle. I don't agree with the draft in principle. And I would die for America because I love what America believes in. Thank you so much, Simon. So interesting.
Whether you would die, that is partly like to put yourself in harm's way consideration. The real question is, are you ready to kill for your state?
Yes, absolutely.
That's when the people that tell you that they have the buses running on time, they make sure the roads are there, and that there's columns put up, and they're doing road work. Those people, when they say someone's coming to kill some of your neighbors, you don't just sit there and say, well, that sounds like my neighbor's problem, or maybe the government's problem, but not my problem. That's a misunderstanding of what you're doing as a citizen, I think.
Well, then tell that to Daniel, because he thinks I'm a radical when it comes to war.
You're a radical?
Yeah, he looks like he wants to wipe off basically to nuke Gaza.
No, not to nuke Gaza, relax. I would also wipe out Israel.
You would wipe out Israel?
No, there's a big difference. I'm saying I morally sanction my government to do what's necessary, and for people to cry about how many people are dying is completely irrelevant.
Damn. Simon, when you go look in the mirror, do you even see anything there? Simon, do you even see yourself in the mirror? Are you visible?
Yeah, it's hard to miss my mustache. It's pretty.
You have a mustache?
You have a mustache?
Yeah, I just shaved my beard.
Oh my god.
Is it like little baby pubic hairs above your lip?
No, it's actually thick.
It's thick.
Yeah.
You're pretty thick. I don't know. You're the one saying you prefer to wipe out Israel. I'm just wondering how stupid you really are. Are you also an 8-year-old with Down syndrome? I don't know who you're like, what you are like on the back end. I'm just saying, I don't know your life circumstances. Are you a quadriplegic?
Go and play back your stupid playbacks, your stupid recordings, and go and find where
Why are you getting all fair? I've never been fun.
He's got a thick mustache. He's a tough guy. He's a handsome, tough guy. He's got work to do to take his girlfriend to the Italian restaurant.
Okay, a friend is coming over, so I'll check his name.
No!
I know, right? But what kind of a real life friend?
Alright, okay. Are you inviting him to Clubhouse?
No.
Why not you show him your friends from Clubhouse?
Stay my friend. I want to stay my friend.
That's a very fair point.
Pepe, what's new in your world, Pepe? What's the last book you read, Pepe?
Pepe is still battling with his drama with Roger and MJB.
What do they all think that?
Because Pepe uses the K word, the N word, just indiscriminately. You know, he's a low IQ, brain damaged, Guido looking motherfucker.
Yeah,
got a slur for him, so not fair.
But he ain't a Guido. He's a Corsican.
Yeah, even worse. They don't have their own like Q. IQ? Maybe in France they do. In France, do Corsicans have a racial slur?
I have no idea. We call them terrorists. Not even joking.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Napoleon did terrorize, so.
Yeah, it's also because they're fucking nut jobs.
So Pepe, I mean, I've listened to you quite a bit over the past few weeks and made some amazing recordings that go on for like 3, 4, 5, 8 hours even. I mean, where does your energy come from, Dr. PP?
What is he talking about?
Oh, I'm just saying he's put on some amazing rooms in white America.
Stamina.
Yeah, where does the stamina come from, PP?
Baby.
Dr. PP.
Oh, call him baby.
Pepe, PP. I don't really see how you can actually tell me that the way I'm pronunciating it is the incorrect way. Is that not true, Dr. PP? Are you sure Dr. PP is a bad pronunciation of PP?
No, pronunciated is wrong.
Anyways, where does the stamina come from, Dr. PP?
I'm eating.
Are you having yogurt?
He's recharging his stamina.
Right, needs no stamina.
You don't actually lift weights anymore, though, do you, Dr. PP?
No, not really.
Don't you think that maybe a reason for your low testosterone levels?
Why do you think it's called low testosterone?
Because he doesn't lift weights. How do you produce testosterone if you don't lift weights?
You try being a man.
So when I lift weights, I'm producing testosterone?
Yeah, absolutely. How do you think muscle growth happens? And you don't think the brain produces chemicals? The brain probably produces 300 chemicals.
But if I produce too much testosterone, then I will have a mustache.
It's true. You could look like Simon's little effeminate pubic hair mustache. They call it a moustache. It gives him puissance.
I will be watermelon mustache.
Wait, how am I getting made fun of by you?
Because I'm here. I'm in the Super Clubhouse friends. Good friends, they roast each other. They try to create some comedy, some drama. It's a very dry, boring conversation.
Who do I roast?
And Randy.
I don't roast Randy. I tell Ryan to shut the fuck up all the time. That's about it.
Wow. Does your girlfriend know you talk to women that way? I will say, if there's one thing about El Normo, he has corrected me on the way I talk to people, and I gotta agree with his.
Really? What else is showing you?
Just talking to a woman in a negative way is very weak as a man. So it's like, if you call yourself a man and a leader, why would you ever even bother talking, negatively towards a woman? No, I'm not in disagreement with you, but I've just realized that if I'm going to break my character or my code, like, in order to denigrate or talk negatively to a woman, that's a very weak position to be in.
Well, you'll always call us fatties.
Yeah, but I feel like calling people fat asses should be the normal way to insult people. Like, if you're a fat ass, it's like, maybe you should go to the gym and diet a little bit,
It's like a motivational insult.
Yeah, and I'm susceptible to being a fatty. So, like, let's go to the gym together, fatties. I mean, I get gout attacks. It's not pleasant.
I don't even like telling people to shut up. I think it's like. I don't even like.
You hate it when I.
Oh, I can't stand it. I really can't stand it. I just like the way. I just find it so disrespectful. So that's why, when I tell Hank to shut the fuck up, it's like, it's that level of disrespect in my head.
Yeah, I'm gonna hate it when I tell people to shut up.
So that's why I don't roast anybody. I just don't. Well, I mean, I don't know what, like, who am I father? Like, you can say whatever you want. I just don't like it.
So Simon, I think Corsi can still like a lot of people are still like criminals. Grants, right?
I have no
I
idea.
feel like the
I just know that
gypsies.
I'm just saying the general consensus amongst French people is that they really don't like Corsicans and that they view them as like extreme radical, like terrorist people.
They're separatists. But isn't your government like utterly insane? I mean, is Macron and his husband and just the entire Congress of France, aren't they just literally insane people?
Well, yeah, I mean, France is a fucking failed state, just as much as the UK, just as much as Italy, just as much as, you know, all the rest are Western.
Corsica is like the murder capital of Europe in 2010s.
Not even surprised.
Is it really a failed? Are they really failed states though, or is that just your opinion, Simon? I mean, they're honestly technically
They're
not
actually
failed
failed
states.
states. I mean, they're not. They have no concept of holding individual rights. Like relative to like, you know, maybe even 20 years ago, it's not even close.
See, you're just being ridiculous. You've said nothing specific to give me any indication of
Okay,
what you
so
previously
then
said
in
was
the
accurate.
UK, people get assaulted, and when you call cops, they can't even defend themselves because they've had their guns removed, their weapons removed. Laws making it more difficult to actually defend citizens' rights. Like, I mean, you know, you're smart enough, you read enough to read between the lines. But
Those are failed states.
that's the
Okay,
reality.
got it. Those are failed states. Okay, cool.
Well, when the state actually, like, not even removes, diminishes their monopoly on force, and it makes it more difficult on themselves to actually defend.
See,
people's rights.
you're basically an opposite person because first you're saying I don't agree with the draft, and now you're saying I don't agree that the state should be able, or you disagree that the state isn't able to use a heavy hand and get back.
What the hell?
Is it?
Insane.
It's Simon's world. Welcome back to Simon's Autistic Simon World. I gotta make some money, everybody, and make a video so I can take my pretty girlfriend to the Italian restaurant. Thanks for coming back to Simon's World. Simon's World and Pepe's World. I'm not, he's got a thick mustache. She must be so attracted to the thickness of it.
He said, sometimes you sound like Simon, so if you think he's stupid, this is how you sound. This person's hilarious.
I do not believe that the state should.
San Francisco.
I sound like Simon.
Yeah, I don't know. He's apparently saying I sound right wing.
You can just keep stop saying.
I don't even know what I said is right wing. I mean, what the hell?
Pepe, do you want to be a campaign manager on the campaign to elect John Kitover Congress?
Hey, I'm in Arizona.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're a decentralized group of super clubhouse friends working together for John Kitover's rise to power. This is will to power, power of will. So I have Augustus. He's going to be my art director, and he texted me today saying, yeah, he said he's broke, so he needs money. And so I told him that we are going to pass out the charity baskets and see if we can raise money for the campaign. And if we do, guess what? I'm going to pay you. So we're going to, and he's got a lot of followers, and he can put together big X rooms. So I think he could be my linchpin.
And then you can Jesus, what's the word I'm looking for? What's going on with my brain?
Simon, mute up. We don't want to hear you typing on the computer, please.
Then you can brag that you have the same campaign manager.
It's Kennedy. I know, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. And Thursday we're starting it, and it's Thor Day, so that's when we're going to war. And we will raise money, and then we will pay Augustus to create amazing videos for the campaign to elect John Kitover to Congress in the 16th district of Illinois. Yeah, he says he's broke, so broke people need to work. and I have a little bit of money I can send in, but it would be much better if the campaign can send in the money because we're creating donations. Because think about all the fucking Pepe, you spend a lot of time here, dude. Why don't you just do fundraising for the campaign, and I can pay you as a campaign manager? I mean, at least use your platform and your content to, raise money in politics, and we can probably beat this guy in the 16th district of Illinois because nobody really likes him. He's got no comments, no retweets. There's no interaction.
You know that Jewish Clubhouse is competing against you, right?
Oh, that's okay. See, I need drama. If I don't have conflict.
Where's Buffy?
Yeah, Bussy's going to be a crisis actor too on the campaign. Let's see. FBI. Bella Rambleson. You got the Rambleson disease, huh? He drove you crazy too.
Where's
Is he? That's good. That sounds good.
Norm got to him. Let's just say. Norm? Really? What did he say? He's crazy with Norm. You know he was so sad. They were fighting about Israel.
Oh man, I wish I was there to film that one.
I seen them go at it for I'm not even exaggerating, over 2 hours. Just pure screaming. Just pure screaming. I never seen that.
Oh my gosh, how exhausting. It takes a lot out of you, but I think it does create a lot of dopamine in your brain.
Oh, I love it. That's why I'm addicted to crack.
Yeah. You're a big offender.
Well, Simon, we can make it happen for you.
He has a girlfriend.
Yeah, Simon, where do you stand on cultural degeneracy? Simon, do you want to be our French campaign ambassador? David is our campaign finance manager.
He doesn't like Monasco spots.
Can I be in charge of DEI?
You're going to be our LGBTQ DEI COT BLM campaign ambassador.
Oh, you forgot the plus.
Yeah.
We can talk about Chicago studies.
And Lou Jiz is our AI campaign strategist.
You say Chicano studies or Chicago studies?
Issa, you're going to get me the Latina vote.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the business development. I'm gonna do the voiceovers and call stuff.
So X recently labeled me as spam, and then I messaged Adrian Dittman and Elon Musk, and I said, "Why are you calling me spam?"
Did they answer?
No, he blocked me.
Oh, you're in the Matrix. I don't know.
Nothing. Total waste of time.
Yeah, total waste of time. What?
You like my profile picture? Shy, AI person.
Like shy? Well, my looks beautiful.
Issa, you really do cultivate quite, entertainment. I gotta say, your rooms are better than a lot of rooms. You really bring the room. And,
Oh, wow.
Roberto used to, contribute to the creation of these joyful rooms. But, you were
Who's Roberto?
Robert Taylor, the ATM Bitcoin launderer. He's doxing him. He's doxing him. I have people posting my address. In YouTube comments saying they're calling the police right now on me.
Oh my god.
If you want to talk about maybe getting really doxxed, where the police kick your door in, I'm running those risks by recording all these rooms.
Okay, but
No, but I don't do anything. I don't create content or anything. I just open a room. That's what I do.
You're basically the Latina version of Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens if they were to have a baby. You'd be that big booty Latina.
Oh wow.
I don't know what word to describe Nick Fuentes. I mean, that kid is nutty.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, people do have this Jewish conspiracy hate in their like souls because it's a projection, and they use it as a mirror for their own self-hate. And it's just insane to consider that people create content based on that, and they are monetizing it. But look at Pepe. Pepe creates racist hate speech rooms all the time, and he's been doing it for years. No education, no enlightenment, no transcendental type meditation. It's just low IQ stupidity. It's people hating themselves and then projecting it onto Jews. It's the stupidest of the stupid.
My favorite quote regarding like the Jews is from Sartre when he goes, "If the Jew did not exist, the anti-Semite would invent him."
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, but that's
It's
also
the
a saying for
boogeyman.
God. If God didn't exist, the man would invent it. And that's probably what happened.
Exactly. For the problems, there is escaping.
But see, every time I hear somebody make a statement on this app, I go, okay, the exact opposite of what they said is most likely the truth.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, no, what I'm saying is that man probably did not create God, but God created man. That's probably the more accurate truth, which is to essentially say, look at the universe and just imagine it's one giant fucking connected, system that created this earth and our reality. I mean, I don't believe in the Jehovah's Sky God.
According to their nature, created the world. Yes.
That's right. God would probably invent it.
What?
Thank God. That's why God doesn't exist.
It makes us feel better.
No.
Simon's right. You just have to give grants in this one small little, nothing or everything came from nothing.
That's a contradiction.
Okay, so Simon,
Nothing from something.
You have to accept it.
Something from
where does
nothing.
the world come from, Simon?
Subject, object, subject, subject,
It's
object.
okay now.
Where do you come from, Simon? What is there before you are born?
My mother.
No, but where do you come from?
Soup.
I don't know. We don't have that answer.
Lightning
So
bolts.
you come from nothing?
Is that what it is?
Okay, when you
I
die.
don't know. It's not a substitute for nothing.
When you die, where do you go?
There's nowhere.
Nowhere. That's not even a question. Where do you go? Where do we go?
How do you explain?
Come back to Clown House.
How do you explain the Big Bang?
What the Big Bang?
Oh, Diogenes is here.
That's right. I was supposed to tell you.
Where do things come from?
Where what? Sorry, someone.
Where do things come from?
Where does things come from? Simon!
Welcome to Super Clubhouse Friends, ESL and how to speak English.
Oh my God,
Yes, I'm here. Where's my money?
Abby's booty call.
Honestly, because you've been so obnoxious, I was like, okay, when he
That's
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you made it to that. You lost the bet.
He's so thinking the door around.
Oh, it's the person who wins the bag doesn't act the way I want them to act, and I don't have to. Where's it? Is it in the bylaws? I didn't have a copy of that. That's weird. You know what? You learn more every day. You don't have to fact check that, but I mean, I guess I should take you at your word, right? You're honest. For you and lie.
Do you want your
It's in the Bible. Okay, no, it's in the Bible. Shit.
I thought you haven't bothered me in the last month or so.
Welcome back to Super Clubhouse Friends. This is a decentralized friend platform. In the campaign, we're like John Kitover. Pass the election baskets around. Donations now.
It's a link. I'll send it to you today.
Thanks.
Where's Abby Eva, your booty call?
That's what you said last time. You said
No, I didn't say that last time. I said last time that I forgot. Now I have it. I'm just excited.
Now I can finally buy his kid's shoes. That's right.
And then he pissed me off.
Or take a
And MAGA Ann has arrived. America's darling of Clown House, the Lebanite Ann.
Who is America's darling?
Ann is America's Trump Clubhouse darling, the walk away movement superstar. Did you find a job yet, Ann?
It's my birthday.
Oh, Mazel Tov! Let's sing her happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ann. Happy birthday to you. What's your boyfriend's first name? Joe Hero. Oh, hey, Jeff. Jeff was here for a brief second. Too bad. He's so good at reading the Iran-Israel war news.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. He's not going to stay here.
I mean, if you don't like someone, you're just not like a part of yourself. Is that what's really happening here?
Yeah, I do believe that's right.
Well, welcome back to the Itty Bitty Titty Committee and the Super Clubhouse Friends, where Issa has been organizing.
What's happening between Simon and Ann. They are projecting on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found out someone in another room doesn't like Simon. I think that's I can't say. Ain't nobody like you, motherfucker. That's okay.
Simon.
You're not here to be liked.
Simon, how many times?
I'll just say that the person dated somebody in this room.
Simon, oh.
Oh, that makes it completely irrelevant to my life now.
Chicago cheeseburger. Okay, great. Oh, my friend is here.
How much do you pay per hour?
We pay minimum wage of $16.85 an hour.
Where's my friend? I don't see him.
Hello, my friend. Welcome to the campaign to elect John Kitover for Illinois 16.
Oh, he's in the other room. Just tell him not to be gay.
Why can't you take my slogan? I said it's fork it over. Fork it over.
Fork it over, fork it over. Red Rover, come on over, Kitover.
That's right.
Wait, that's a really good slogan. Where are they?
I know, I'm a genius.
They're in the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. They're in the Super Clubhouse Friends. You may be blocked by Simon.
No, Simon doesn't. It's the sister.
I've never once blocked anyone on this app.
No, you blocked me. What are you talking about?
I've never blocked you once.
Liar. Pants on fire.
You blocked him.
I've never known Simon to lie. I've never blocked anyone on this app. Not one single person.
David, what was a lie that you got caught in? David Bobadil, what was a lie that you got caught in once in your life? I know you've probably got caught in a lie.
David, you don't have to
When I was younger, I don't know.
You don't remember anything specific when you got busted?
Like, Mom and Dad, no, I didn't have a party at the house. Something going.
It's so David Bobadil of you.
My parents did a lot of traveling, so I had many house parties.
Legendary house parties.
Project X worthy. Thankfully, not that bad. Well, you weren't doing it right.
So wait, Lucius Tickles, what are you doing for the AI campaign strategy today since we're on Clown House?
Oh, you mean besides coming up with a genius slogan? I don't know. I'll have to get back to you.
Fork it over? Come on, Kitover?
Was it you or was it ChatGPT?
Fork it over, vote Kitover?
I actually vote for someone who had that. I mean, it's obviously not you, but like, if it wasn't you, I'd probably vote for him.
I mean, I like it. I think fork it over, vote Kitover. Then underneath you say, stop borrowing, stop spending. Vote.
Yeah, Simon, imagine making laws. I'll vote for a Democrat over you.
What are you talking about? Like, you think this guy has more transparency than probably anyone that we fucking know. 1,000x compared to these fucking people that are in office.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine the person in fucking bro? That
you know what makes it ridiculous? He's like, no,
are you insane? This guy is literally nuts.
Yeah, okay.
This guy is literally nuts.
It's exactly why I want to vote for him.
You think we're dealing with like our most moral people in office? Come on.
Listen, David and Simon just don't like me because I've made fun of them in the past for being low IQ dribblers who probably drool on their napkins. I mean, they just don't like me because it's personal. It's not because they don't think I'd be great at the job. It's because I've roasted them, and therefore they're not supporting me. Let's be honest. You guys drool. You guys probably got shit on your ass cheeks right now. Probably don't even use dental floss. You guys have spent years on here. David has spent years on here drunk on vodka, just mumbling. Most of the things David says on here, you can't even understand. This is why they don't support me, because I roast them for being stupid people.
It would actually be more of an emotional response, the fact that I wouldn't vote for you.
Have you ever had an emotional response? Have you ever had an emotional response?
Yeah, never. He's an objectivist.
Object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object. Say this word! Say this word! Objective! Subjective! Object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject. We don't do it good! Welcome to the David and Simon roast. Object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, object, subject.
It didn't take any time to just prove
we all go with big people.
That's what I'm saying.
Object, subject, subject, object, object, subject,
That's fine. Let's just keep fucking voting in the telephones. That's fine.
Allegedly.
The point is, we can't keep spending money the way we have, and we have to cut the pensions. I'm sorry, everybody, but the world of fake money is a lie. We just can't keep doing it. We can't keep borrowing and spending. It's not fair. It's just not fair.
Now you're talking my language.
So are you going to be the finance campaign manager, Simon, or is David going to take it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
See, I believe in an inclusive, decentralized campaign of grassroots volunteers that want to enact change and have fun doing it. If you're not part of Team Kitover, well, fork it over. Kitover. Vote John for 16th, Illinois.
I'll give all my money to Simon and he'll decide whether to take it.
Can I just keep it? Because you're going to just throw money in the garbage.
Well, you're so good at videos. I mean, I got Augustus competing for my business. Simon, do you want my business or do you not want to be part of Campaign John Kitover? You're looking for money. Don't you got to take that girl to a nice Italian restaurant? An Italian restaurant. Oh, you're in a position of power. You haven't read a book in 10 years and you think you're in a position of power? You probably have brain rot and you're unaware that your brain rot is set in. Okay. So woo-hoo! You're hired, Simon. You're hired for the campaign. Thanks for deciding to join the campaign to elect John.
It's actually 100 billion.
That's right. That's right. 100 times 1,000.
I think that was Anne's answer as well when I asked her what 100 times 1,000 was. And what is 100 times 1,000?
It's so easy. It's stupid.
And what is 100 times 1,000?
You just add 1,000 to 100, 100,000.
Lou, you're hired for the campaign as well. And what's 100 times 1,000? Go ahead, tell us what is 100 times 1,000?
Yeah, why not you saying 100 billion or something?
It's 100 billion. What are you talking about?
That's right. 100 times 1,000 is 100,000.
No, that's not how math works. You add 3 zeros to the end of 1,000.
Simon, you must be a Democrat. You must be a Democrat finance campaign chair. Okay, so I've also been roasting.
If you have
I just gave you the formula.
Brain rot sufferers. Oh my god. English brain rot.
He said that's not the formula that I gave you.
English brain rot.
That's not the formula that I just gave you.
10 times 1,000. 10,000.
1 million.
100 times 1,000. 1,000.
Simon,
don't play with Issa anymore. You're gonna cause a brain injury.
Yeah, she doesn't know that. It has a woman's brain. You're gonna confuse her. She's gonna go the rage week was so real.
Oh, that sounds healthy.
That's what you got.
That sounds healthy.
Question, Simon.
Are you double vaxxed, triple boosted? Do like atheists have a higher uptake of mRNA spike proteins?
Yeah. Makes sense. It does.
Are all the atheists dead from the vaccine?
No.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming to the campaign to elect John Kitover, a local town hall of decentralized campaign supporters. You are all invaluable in my content creation as we pursue power in the Illinois 16th District and take over from Darren LaHood, big borrower and a big spender who told you all to vaccinate or we would never end this horrific pandemic. Don't trust the liars borrowing and spending your future and your children's future. Vote John Kitover now. Go to johnforcongress.com to join the campaign and send us 10, not 11, 10, not $9 right now to buy Google ads to defeat the rhinologist and vaccinologist, Darren LaHood.
And remember, fork it over for John Kitover.
Fork it over for John Kitover.
That's right. That's right. Sorry. What's wrong with silence, Bobo? When you're on an audio app, it kind of kills the vibe. No, it's not.
Positive vibrations.
Can you hear Simon typing on the keyboard at least? Yeah, I hear Simon. No, don't fucking smash the keyboard. Just type. Okay, here.
Fork it over, fork it over.